Wait a minute. You mean the guys from the podcast?
Yes. But it won't interfere with their schedule. They record on Thursdays.
Welcome to the Bass and Brews podcast, your weekly distraction from other high-quality podcasts. And now, your host, Alex from Swamp Rat Fishing, and the co-hostess with the mostest, the Jabberhammer, Paul Roberts.
Holy shit, Paul hit a transition properly.
And Alex fucked up the intro without it finishing. He didn't finish saying what he was saying.
That's the first time anybody's complained about me not finishing in a short amount of time. So,
well, no, I didn't even hear your intro. Usually you talk shit about Jabberhammer for like 15 seconds and then bam. Oh.
Yeah, we cut it short because he's here. I like to make sure that I when I make fun of him, it's when he's not here because the prima donna that is the Jabberhammer decided to take like a whole month off of all of his podcasting duties, which is a lot because all he has to do is show up and get fucked up on the show, and obviously that's too much for Paul.
Whoa, who got our guest on tonight? Fucking minute.
He did pull a ringer out in like,
Listen,
5 hours.
And props to you. If you guys can't tell who's on the show, it's Tiny Two Poles again. You guys requested. He is back. The sequel. Yes, you were highly requested.
So listen, I'm starting to have peasants call me champion Tiny Two Poles. And since you don't actually do any tournaments and stuff like that, I'm going to have to request that Jabberhammer doesn't have to call me the champ because he actually competes. I don't know what he wins if he wins, but
he doesn't win.
Hey, we have a tournament recap. So
go ahead.
Nobody City, cares. And we know Queen City. We love Queen City. Queen City Chronicles. Y'all listen to them. Matter of fact, I've got to record one next week from the winners of the tournament last weekend, and they had their 4th of July bash, and it ran for like 3 days. I think Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yep. 4 days. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to get out. I'm going to go fish. I had 2 okay days on Friday and Saturday. I was sitting in 3rd and 2nd, somewhere around there. Second going into Monday. I head out and fish Monday, and I choose Jordan Lake because I'm like, look, I need 2 or 3 20-inchers to be in this gig. I'm going to Jordan. The fish weren't set up on Harris the 2 days I was out there. I go to Jordan, and they ain't on it. And I grind out like an 18.5-incher, and I'm like, fuck, this ain't gonna happen. Well, the whole day my buddies are on Harris, and they're like, one of my boat buddies is out there. I was like, I had to pull the net out, and he's holding up 18, 19 inches, and I caught like 20 of these. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I end up getting done with work early a little Tuesday because I work Tuesday. The family's out of town, so I worked every day. Tuesday, 4th of July, work. I'm tired as hell because I fished hard as fuck Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I mean, I fished hard out now. It was like 100-something degree heat index temps out here, and I was just, I lost weight, y'all. Like my belt wasn't pressing into my belly button.
Where?
And
you can't tell.
Like he took his shoes off.
Well, my titties got smaller. I don't think I'm fitting to a B cup anymore. But
dude, you can't. We already talked about this last episode. You can't lose any weight. I've got these Bass and Brews bikini tops coming your way.
No, you don't. If you send me bikini tops and not a new XXL shirt, I'm gonna send you pics of my penis every day for the rest of your life.
I would take those pics, but I'd also wear the bikini.
Right.
Sweet. So we need 2 of them. Anyway, my other buddy goes out fishing Tuesday evening. He sends me, he caught, I don't know what tournament he was fishing. It was an online tournament, but he submitted 515 inches.
What?
And like the top half of them were all like 18 to 20 inch bass. So I take my happy ass out there yesterday because I'm going to go, I want to go catch some fish. The tournament's Queen City's over. I finished 4th. I go out there. I at least want to catch. I get out there. I can't find fish nowhere. Set up nowhere. Finally find some fish starting to set up, and boomers start coming. The lightning starts setting in. I take my ass home, and none of the storms. And
What?
none of the storms.
That's when you reach back, you grab your frog togs, you sissy.
I don't care about the rain, but I am not getting struck by lightning.
It only happens once in your lifetime. Hey, Alex, the chicken nuggets are done.
Ma!
Pocket.
Yeah, check the oven.
All right. So, like I said, we've got Tiny back. I'm supposed to call him the champ. Listen, man, I'll be the champ when you win tournaments that aren't on some weird rape island.
Let's go. But
Man,
you get a belt.
real belt.
Look at that.
Let's go. You get a belt.
That was at what is it, Flathead Island, right? That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So we called it Flathead Island, aka normally known as Snake Island. But I couldn't tell that to my wife; she would have never fucking went. So we called it Flathead Island. Just the boys were like, "Hey, don't call it by its real name. She will fucking leave, and then no one's cooking breakfast." You know what I'm saying? So we need her. We need her.
Was it
she was great,
2-day event? Was it a 2-day event or?
We got there Friday. We were there all day Saturday. That was the actual event.
Mm-hmm.
And then we pretty much just fished a little and packed up on Sunday. It was a weekend.
How
it was
many people showed
awesome.
up?
Hey,
Good
I also
time.
have another announcement. If y'all just go take 2 seconds and look at the YouTube video, and Alex, you need to cut. Look at my hat.
Yeah.
I got some shit, y'all.
Okay. Is this your own merch? You're personally wearing your own merch?
He is.
Yeah.
I hear that.
If you're gonna have merch, why don't you wear it on yourself? Hold on, I gotta change my earphones out. Y'all can get back to the regular.
Who are you talking to, bro? I made this shirt. I didn't pay some small Chinese boy to make this. I made it myself, the American way, with my own 2 hands.
Hey, from last week's episode that drops tomorrow,
Yeah.
which will be Friday, Alex talks mad shit about Tiny Two Poles.
You know what I've noticed?
Because
you know what I've noticed?
He talks mad shit about people that wear jerseys, and especially jerseys with their own name on them.
You know what? That's because he doesn't compete. I'm getting ready to be in a catfishing tournament in September, and we're all gonna have matching shirts. It's gonna be dope.
That's what I told him. I said,
okay, wait, stop. You know that's not what I fucking said, Paul.
Hey, you know what? I listened to your podcast. I will listen to it tomorrow. I don't know if I've noticed, but I'm not just marking them as read. I actually listen to them too.
My man.
Look, at least give us 30. At least give us 5 minutes. That way it registers as a listen.
No, I want you to listen to all of it. No, I want you to listen to all of it twice.
It takes me about 2 hours. It takes me about 2 hours to get onto this side of the bridge, and I go to work. So on my trip here, I will listen to one, and then on my trip back, I listen. I'm actually caught up right now.
How early do you go? Because we've had requests to release them earlier. It was like 2 weeks ago. Hambone Fishing said, "Hey man, I've got a tournament. I got to leave by 3. Can you release it earlier?" So anybody out there, we normally release it at 4 a.m. If you're heading to a tournament, you're going to work early. Drop me a DM. Let me know. Like I'll release that bitch early. You know what I mean?
You told me 5, so I was releasing them at like 8, 9, 2 o'clock that afternoon.
Correct. Yeah, you fucked that up. But yeah, if you guys want it earlier for you guys on that Friday, if you want to listen to our stupid asses even earlier in the day, let us know.
And that's one thing Alex is good at is putting out early.
I put out early and often.
Well, you would know, Jabberhammer. You would know. He did introduce you as his wife.
Well, he is my podcast wife.
Podcast wife. I like that.
He is 100% Little Spoon too.
Okay. And as much shit as he talks about you, bro, if he lost you and it was just him and the other guy, he'd have no one to play jokes off of. Like you guys would be you are part of the dynamic. Even as irritating and as obnoxious as you are.
It's tough. I mean,
you are a good part of the dynamic.
I felt like just because he'd been on the show before, but I do struggle now if it's like somebody brand new and Paul's not there. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I heard it. I heard it.
Thanks.
But
thanks,
you
man.
got to also look at the bright side. When he's not around, no one fucking interrupts you.
It's very true.
No one.
Yeah, the Mikey Balls episode, I got to say everything I wanted to say and more. It was awesome. It was, I left the podcast. Normally I leave frustrated, bloated, and drunk. And this time I
Like
left.
sex. It's just like his sex life, just frustrated and drunk.
Yep. But the Mikey Balls episode, I left
And bloated.
satisfied, bloated, and drunk. So it was good.
He was
Like everybody-
relieved, happy, and like flash.
Everybody knows what's in this cup, right? The Mikey Balls episode, I downed it, and that was only a 1 hour episode. So I think I averaged out to like 4, maybe 5 shots of bourbon one of these, and it was gone.
I think I've got the longest episode.
No, not even close.
No?
Not even.
Who's the
even
longest
close.
episode?
Greg Blanchard at 3 hours and 3 minutes.
What?
Yeah, and before that it was Paul at 2 hours and like 54 minutes.
I thought we had another one that was longer than me before Greg's.
Sean the Fisherman was almost longer than you.
Look, y'all,
Whoa.
look, hold on.
Jesus.
All,
Yeah.
all of our
Jesus Christ.
all of our longest episodes, Alex wasn't here.
Yeah, yeah.
He
It's when I was
not
on the
here
boat,
when
and it was
Alex
just Paul
was out on
Unchained,
yeah,
just
when Alex
going
was
buck
out on
wild.
his boat, I had nobody to rein me in. And what was awesome is that the guests started just going free willy nilly, and so you just had 2 people out here just fucking out just rolling along with the shit, and nobody to rein us in.
And listen,
chaos ensued.
I tried to put in ringers. I put in Coley. I gave her strict instructions, her as a guest host, to make
I
sure
fucked
that
that
he has a time limit, that he sticks to the format. And she would email me when I was underway. She goes, "Listen, man, I'm sorry. That one ran 2 hours and 45 minutes."
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey,
no, we
man.
used to go really long. We used to go a lot longer. Yeah.
So what do you find? You find that you're getting more views on the 2 hours opposed to the 1 hour as opposed to the 3 hours?
No,
Hour
so
and 45 minutes.
yeah, I mean, that's the sweet spot. But we did notice, so when we started, we were 1 hour. Well, it was 45 minutes, never longer than an hour.
Not we. When,
Yeah, me.
when Alex started, Alex was like 45 minutes
Yep.
to an hour on the
Yeah.
dot. And then when he had me on as a guest, I fucked it all up. And
He
from
did.
there is what we are now.
But we
time-wise.
saw not only like growth, but we saw like retention rates were better on a longer
Yeah.
episode than a shorter one. So normally the longer the episode, people, like, no matter what, people are still listening the whole time through. The only reason we're kind of short right now is because normally I'm back home. There's that one thing, right? Like I was able to do longer episodes because I didn't have any family responsibility. I was in a Motel 6 drinking beer out of a sink, and I could just sit around, and it was awesome. Now I have family responsibilities and work and all that. Paul's just a maniac, and like not only was Paul doing long episodes, even recently, right? But then he was also doing his failed podcast because he stopped doing it because he got so busy, right? But he was doing another podcast on the side and trying to book us on other people's. Like Paul was podcasting 3 to 4 times a week at one point.
Holy shit, Paul.
I've
You're
got-
like
Look-
Theo Vaughn, motherfucker.
Bitch, you put me on on this microphone and let me talk, and I will do it every day of the week. But yeah, my business got busier,
Yeah.
and then I bought a new territory, so I'm hiring to hire people. I probably for the next 6 to 9 months, I can't do that. But coming next year, 2024, we're going to be back on the podcast trail doing a bunch of shit. And Alex is going to have his shit together. He's going to be in his job for about 12 months at this
Yeah.
point. And so I'm going to force his ass to, we're going to do some extra stuff.
We're going to do some extra stuff. Yeah, I have some crazy ideas. I know Paul has the gear for it, but I'd like to do, and I know Paul can do it, right? If he's if a guest is around where he is. But like I have a local establishment and I fish it. This establishment is actually on the river that I fish all the time, right? And over 4th of July, somebody who's over at the house is friends with the owner. and they listen to the fucking podcast. And he was like, hey, I think this guy's local. I'd love to have him like host a podcast at this restaurant on the river. It's a bar and restaurant.
Nabs, big thing. Big
right?
thing.
So I would like to maybe, if we have any South Jersey guests, we don't get a lot, but maybe do like a live episode where we're just sitting there actually talking. Mm-hmm. This is great. Like this whole like using StreamYard, or some people use Skype or whatever, or Zoom. It's fucking awesome because we can reach like across the country. But sometimes it'd be nice to see some of these people face to face. You know what I mean?
If you're looking for some South Jersey guys, man, I know a lot of guys, you know, a lot of guys. There's like 10,000 of these motherfuckers right behind me. Deep Eights is one of them. Okay. He makes these cool frogs, small business guy. And then JC Basson, also a Southern Jersey guy.
Yeah.
JC Basson is Southern Jersey?
I believe so.
Huh, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea initially got in my head when we had Cut and Retie on Joe, because Joe doesn't live that far from me and he fishes down here, and then life got in the way, you know what I mean? But I'd love to be at like a local establishment, drinking. This place is awesome. During the summer, there's like one weekend of summer, they do 2 showings of Jaws, right? But what they do is they clear all the boats out of the marina, and they got a big inflatable screen, and you sit in these little inner tubes in the river in the marina and drink beers and watch Jaws in the water. It's fucking awesome. How
cool would it be if somebody's ass got bit by a damn shark during the screening?
It'd be funny as shit. They're more liable to get bit by a crackhead.
So we're in a saltwater marina watching Jaws.
Yeah.
Fuck it, why not? You know,
dude, it's awesome. They have these big drinks that look like blood, and you drink those while you're watching Jaws. Dude, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a whole nother set of PTSD right there, boy. Yeah. Something just touched my foot. Shut the fuck up. We're watching a movie here.
All right, I want to, since we've kind of got on it. Hold on, Paul. Since we kind of got on it, so I've introduced this one last week, right? So you being a fisherman, primarily a bank guy, right? So you're out everywhere. Like, what's the creepiest fucking thing you've seen when you're out there? We had Chris Cruz on last week, and he talked about it was one of 3 things. It was either a swamp ape, or it was a crackhead, or as his grandfather said, it was, just a beaver that jumps up into the trees and flies out of it like normal. A tree beaver is normal.
Tree beaver.
Yeah, dude.
The weirdest thing.
Eyes and shit. It was crazy.
You said the weirdest thing I've ever seen?
Yeah, like a cryptid, like spooky. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know about spooky. Spooky? I don't know. I'm not a spooky kind of guy. Like, I'm the kind of guy that I walk into like the house there. This is a haunted house. Like, no, This was a house built in 1805. It's not haunted. It's fucking old.
No, dude, you have to be spooky. So. You look like an extra in every Rob Zombie horror film. There's no fucking way you don't have something spooky.
I really want to be in a Viking movie where I get killed by the good guy. That would be fucking dope, man.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, I got this crazy thing I could do with my face. Oh, It's great for movies. Great for movies.
Did y'all see what I changed Alex's name to?
Oh, dude, the Tiny Two Legs has been in like the last 4 episodes that I watched. He has not let that go. And I'm like cool with it because Tiny Two is like the first part of my name. Yep. So every time he calls you that, it's kind of like he's a shout out to Tiny Two Poles.
Well, I think Paul thought he was being funny, and Paul changed his own name to Biggie Two Boobs.
Biggie Two Boobs. Holy shit. Oh my God. Change mine to Tiny One Dick.
But anything like
Tiny Two Balls.
Tiny Two Balls. Looks like a popsicle with 2 pork and beans behind it. You guys are too much, bro. Too much.
Yeah, like anything creepy out there, anything like that?
No, I mean, one time I did see a pair of boxers in a tree that had a fish. It was like a fishing lure, and the boxers were hooked to one another. So I'm assuming somebody casted and just grabbed them shits and threw them in the fucking tree, like right off the guy on the boat. Or I don't know how that happened, but me and my buddy were just like, fucking explain that. You know what I mean? Like, how did the lure get up there? I mean, the lure, we know how it got up there. He casted it up there. But the boxers, like, did he wipe his ass and throw it? And then the fucking tree caught it. Was like, oh, a lure got me. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just gonna go with the funny part where like somebody was just, I'm gonna wing this, and no undies on the guy behind you.
Hey, the tree beaver in your neck of the woods might have got hold of him and took him up there to
And
dry
ate
him
him.
out, and somebody scared him off before he could take him back to his home.
So tree beavers, they're out here killing people just for the garments. They want the undergarments.
I don't think they killed him, but they might have assaulted him, peppered him, and killed him. Maybe, I don't know. That's
Tiny. I love that this in this information age, nothing is secretive. So you decided just now to create a whole, ethos around the tree beaver, which includes stealing and murdering people for their undergarments. I'm all for it. Listen, I want the Bass and Brews Photoshop masters to give me a good meme of a tree beaver with underwear, and then also me as Mr. Rogers shitting my pants, because that came up on Threads.
Did you guys get my twins picture?
I did. Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
You're
fucking
welcome.
Hilarious. To be honest,
I think it got reposted. I think it got reposted on the TikTok too.
It was on TikTok. It's actually the background of my wife's computer because she thinks it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Let's go. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
We were on Threads today, or I was. If you guys don't know, Threads just released it's Instagram's version of Twitter.
Twitter's dying.
It's the fucking Wild West, and you can grow super fast on it. Because there's like no filters on it. It's fucking crazy insane. There's not a lot of ads because they haven't figured out how to like put ads in it yet. It's fucking awesome. But Jigs and Biggs was talking about how I started my podcast career telling that shit story when I was on their podcast. And I scarred a bunch of children potentially. And he brought up, maybe one of your brewskis could do a Photoshop of me as Mr. Rogers taking mushrooms and shitting my pants. And that's when me and Bobby Roast Beef realized that we were having this whole conversation on an Old Town post. Like Old Town Kayaks had put something and we had taken over the whole chat of this fucking thread about how I poop my pants in front of kids. So Old Town, hey, I'm not a predator. If you still want to give me a free boat, that'd be awesome.
Well, see, that's the difference in Old Town and a Hobie. Is a Hobie, you can pull your drive out and you have a perfect poop hole. The Old Town, you're just shitting in your kayak.
No, there's a hole. You can poop in it. Yeah, it's just fine.
No, you're going to get shit all over that thing.
You probably will.
Come out like that.
I just don't understand why you can't stand in 4 foot of water and just take your shit, get back in your yak, and then go about your business. I mean,
something might
the
swim
fish
up
are pooping in it.
No, dude, no, Tiny, you're 100% right. That is the. And what's funny is Old Town posted that whole thing on the premise of if you're in the middle of a big tournament and you have to pee, what do you do? And I love that was their very first thread ever on the platform. It'll go down in history as their first tweet or thread or whatever you want to call it.
It's not a tweet because it ain't Titter.
Right.
All right. So what the fuck is a Twitter?
Yeah, so it's text. So you can do like videos.
Oh my God, like a public text. So I gotta read shit. Get the fuck out of here.
No, but Alex Rudd.
No wonder it's dying.
No.
Let it die.
Alex Rudd voiced it perfectly, and he said, "I'm going to treat this like a public group text with America." So I posted fucking like 20 times today, and it was random shit, and completely like stream of conscious, out your head kind of deal. It's not for everybody. I like it because it's less intrusive. There's nothing worse than, you're sitting at a doctor's office and you got to sit there for a little bit, right? I can't pull up TikTok. They're going to see fucking tiny one dicks here screaming at the camera, talking to a fish like it's a microphone, right? They're going to think I'm a wackadoo, right? I can go
put your headphones in,
dude. Get a goddamn Bluetooth for your ear, bro.
No, that looks so douchey. Like if you're just at a local...
Alex, look, y'all, I don't understand it, but Alex talks more shit
like
about
yellow fucking kayak. You're worried about being douchey.
This dude talks about people wearing jerseys, about kayaks,
about
people wearing AirPods. I mean, he's so judgmental.
Listen,
it's the Napoleon effect. He can't say that to people's faces because he can't reach them. He's talking to their nutsack, so he has to say it on this podcast to reach people.
I am.
So Alex is an average dude, and that's why they came up with the soapbox. See, anybody over 6 foot, well, Alex, you're kind of an average midget. So anybody over 6 foot is like a tall guy. You know what I mean? That's like bananas. So the soapbox was invented so short people could get their point across.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S. My shit is
perfect.
bananas. Y'all sing it. Glenn Stefani. Ain't no.
So, anyways, Tiny wants to make fun of me. He's kicked off the show.
Bastard, you bastard.
But anyways,
time since we had a guest kicked off.
No kidding, right? But anyways, Threads is cool. It's funny as shit. But those are the memes I'd like to see from the group because I love them. They'll get posted everywhere as always. So
memes. So you can post a meme, like a GIF.
Yeah,
dude.
like a GIF.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to all be words.
No, some people are using it. They're basically treating it like it's fucking Instagram again, right? Like they're doing videos. I'm not going to. I'm gonna post a picture, like funny pictures.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna do like I don't know, like if I'm sitting around with the kids and I don't want to hear Tiny One Dicks again yelling into a fish like it's a microphone. I can bring this up to hear funny stuff.
Okay.
You just got to read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Hey, speaking of
it's not for everybody.
Reading.
Sounds real 1990s.
Tiny, you put on TikTok earlier this week a little PSA about something personal that you had. On a serious note, let's talk about that real quick and about what you went through and what the PSA is, because it is something that you hear a lot about, but a lot of folks don't have somebody that they know have this happen to them. And for Alex and I, we know you. We message back and forth, all this shit, and this was something that hit home with us because we know somebody that this happened to.
Okay, so kids they see these vaporizers, bro, and they're like addicted to the technology of it. It's like it's not as barbaric as smoking, you know what I mean? It's a whole nother thing. So they're infatuated with it. And now they've legalized marijuana in the state of Maryland. So there's a whole nother epidemic. There are a lot of people out there who are kind of producing these off-brand cartridges. And they're telling these kids that, hey, this has got all the good juice in it. And who knows what the fuck's in them. And so like any 15-year-old person, I mean, God, if he was doing the shit that I was doing when I was 15,
right,
we'd be at court right now. So like any 15-year-old kid, he's all like, ooh and ah, and he tried it out. So he had it for a couple of days, and I guess he kind of went overboard on it or whatever, and he started getting real gray, and he started throwing up in a little bit, and he was like, I'm sick, I'm just gonna go to bed. I was like, good, because you got to fucking go to work tomorrow. So I was like, hey, my mom, actually, we were staying at my mother-in-law's, and she works nights, so she was going to be up till 4 a.m. anyway. I said, do me a favor, I'm going to go to sleep. I can't keep my eye on him anymore. It's 12 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed. I slept for probably about an hour, and I woke up to her screaming, he's seizuring. His kid's foaming at the mouth, and man, at that point, just as a father, you lose your shit. But you want to keep composure, you're like, I'm going to be brave and strong. And then you get these like breakdowns, you know what I mean? Like, holy fuck, I'm going to lose my day one. This guy's been my best friend since day one. And we finally got to the hospital and everything. Everything came out pretty good. These toxicologies, all negative. So we got a couple visits to go to some neurologists and figure out what the hell was going on. A lot of doctors kept telling me he was dehydrated. So drink fucking water and don't smoke dope.
Listen, I think all of it was so like powerful because everybody knows you. You're very funny. You're a comedy fishing account, right?
Yeah.
Like, and to see you be
human,
not only human but like vulnerable, brother.
Vulnerable.
Like you were.
Yeah.
which is everybody as a father feels that way sometimes, probably multiple times in any given month or year, right? Where something humbles us.
So when I made that post, I hadn't had any sleep in like 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then what was going through my mind was like, this is fucking crazy, and I don't want anybody else to go through this. Yeah. And I knew there was a lot of kids that followed me. So I figured if I just threw something out there and they could see how real it was, because like my son said something to me in the hospital that was like, it hit me really hard. He was like, Dad, watching you cry, like you're this big, strong man, you break bricks with your hands and shit. And to watch you cry, it hurt my soul. And that's what makes me want never to do it again. And I was like, fuck off. I'll hurt all y'all's souls. Come on, let's go. I'll break every one of you kids right now. Let's go.
Listen, man.
Yeah. I just wanted to get that out there.
It was great. You kind of broke from the normal mode that people saw you in to talk about something real. And that was very serious. And I think that was like, dude, it's perfect. It's one of those. Again, there's like so much bad shit with social media, right? But when you get something like that, again, why we have you now twice on the show is you're one of the realer creators. Like, you want to have a fun time on there, but sometimes real shit happens, and you addressed it perfectly. It was awesome. I'm saying you did something bad. You didn't do anything bad. Like it was fucking...
I got a lot of great feedback from there. Yeah. I got a lot of prayers and wishes from a lot of people who I normally don't even see on a regular. I know they follow me, but I don't see them. I don't see your likes in your face and stuff. But when they saw that, I feel like they were like, oh shit, it's not just funny guy. You know what I mean? It's not like just him fucking around again. Yep. He's being serious. And I mean, I've gotten so many DMs with people saying, hey, I showed this to my kid because I found a fucking vaporizer on him. And he's just like, Mom, you're a douchebag. You're trying to like bust up my fun. And she was like, this guy's kid almost died last night. How about that for your fucking fun? And that's what I really wanted to happen.
And that's the
I really wanted the parents to get involved, show these kids that, these off-brand, off-market, these dope boy cartridges, man, you don't know what the hell's in that shit. Ain't no FDA approved stuff,
That's the power of social media on that side too, is that we can come out here and talk shit, have a good time, and fiddle fart around, show fish catches. But then when you have a following, especially like you do, when you have something that hits home and that can resonate with a bunch of other people, and you put that side of it out there too, the three of us have never met. Alex and I have never met. We've never met you besides behind these screens.
This douchebag lives in Jersey. He's like 2.5 hours away. Look, see, he's
what's up?
That's the power of it, though, is you put that out there and it resonates with people that they can then have something that touched them to go through, instead of them just saying that's bad, don't do it. They have something now that is personal to them that you can put out there. So people who use their reach from the social media side to bring awareness to something that can touch other people, because we're all friends through social media.
Right.
Like that's
my Uncle Ben always told me, with a great following comes great responsibility.
I knew it was coming. Listen, Tiny, as an influencer, you have to take that to heart.
Hey, is Uncle Ben? Is that the rice guy?
It is the rice.
Yeah, Uncle Ben. Yeah. I got some dark family members. My sister, she partakes in the chocolate.
Listen,
we got some caramel. We got some caramel nieces and nephews. We love them.
On the other side, you got a damn belt you done showed us. Tell us about the fucking belt. How you got a big ass wrestler.
So this all started with a guy named Official Fathers of Six. And what he wanted to do is he wanted something that would have some value to it beyond the cost of the object. Then so he could auction off and then buy some kid a fucking kayak or some disabled veteran, like all the fishing gear he could possibly need. He could just wheel his ass out there and pow and hit the bank, And that's our goal. We want to give somebody the opportunity to go fishing, and at the same time generate some content and some interest, because I've had so many people call me out on this belt, and I know you motherfuckers out there catching whale sharks and shit, but no, I'm not going to fish you off. Sorry. Fish yourself off in the bathroom.
Wait, did you say fish or finish? Did you say fish or finish?
What's that?
Did you say fish off or finish off?
A fish off. No,
Oh, okay.
no. That's
Right.
finish off is what Jabberhammer does to you after the lights go out in the podcast lobby here. Watch out for security. He looks like he's been in prison. I'm just saying.
Who, Alex?
All right, so hold on. So this belt
he does only have a GED. Probably got it in prison.
Hey, easy now. I never mind. Kids, go finish high school.
No, okay. So I wanted to address this before Paul got into it. Last week, Chris brought his son on. We just saw your son pop in. You just wanted to listen. If you are under the age of 28, you probably shouldn't be listening to Bass and Brews. We are not. It's not that we're not safe for work. We're not safe for life.
Okay,
so
here's a good one, right? So me and my kid were driving down here, and he was like, "This is how cool as shit my kid is." I was like, "You got a little wiener," and he was like, "Fuck you, you got a little wiener." I was like, "You remember when you were in the hospital? I had to hold it for you so you could do your piss test. By the way, that's the only thing you passed this year."
That's the only thing he.
Yo, so yeah, he could hang with us. In fact, he could probably say some shit that would be like, "Bro, you said that on a podcast?"
Last week, I asked Chris's son, because he fishes high school tournaments for the high school. I asked how the groupies are for high school bass fishermen.
He said it wasn't that good.
Oh my God, the groupie. Do they have cheerleaders for bass? I don't think they do.
No, but you don't have to be a cheerleader to be a groupie. But just in general, he was like, yeah, he didn't say it wasn't good, but the way he answered the question meant that there weren't no bass fishing groupies, at least where they were in Louisiana.
Yeah, Paul, content idea. This is going to go back to you being in a bikini, but this time it's going to be you in a cheerleader outfit. We're going to find out the name of Chris's son's school, and you are going to pretend to be a cheerleader for the high school bass fishing team.
Look, I will say this.
You guys have some really good skits. I wish y'all would pull the trigger on a few of these.
If any of our listeners want to send me a cheerleading suit or a bikini, in the mail, hit us up on TikTok or Instagram at Bass and Brews or Paul Hill's Jabberhammer, one of those two. Hit us up on the slide into our DMs, get my address, and if you send me something to wear, I will wear it out fishing, and it'll be part of an episode. I'm not buying this shit alone.
Paul, I'm going to need your address.
It's a one-time wear.
Hold on, Paul. You haven't paid for anything on this fucking podcast. The least that you could do is go out and buy a nice mini skirt, a nice pair of pumps, and a nice little
No,
top.
we don't need shoes. We don't need shoes. We need booby
Crocs.
wear. We need booby wear, and we need like genital wear.
Genital wear. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on Tiny.
You know what? Bass and Brews has actually really gone downhill since I've got on here.
See, obviously you haven't listened to episodes before you got on, because we were going downhill a long time before your first episode.
I can't believe I turned down Joe Rogan for this shit.
Hey, you know what? You're here because you can be yourself.
That's right.
True. Joe Rogan doesn't want to talk to me, you retard.
Look,
Joe Rogan.
Whoa, we don't use the R word here, but I will say this: Mike Tirico wants his hairline back.
I don't know who's Mike Tirico.
He's an ESPN commentator, and his hairline goes back to behind his ears. Kind of
pull your goofy hat off. Let's see you, old man. Come on, let's see it. You better have a Fabio under there.
Yeah, let's see it. Oh, he has got the Fabio, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
Look at
I
that
have-
thick
you
bush.
fucked up on that
Look,
one time.
I have the
Fuck,
luscious
man.
hair, Tiny. If my
Yeah.
hair was long like it was back in 2012, I had hair down past my shoulders with these big old curls in it. Every time I'd go get my
Dude,
hair
he looked like a
trimmed,
Clearwater Revival fucking member.
Dude, it made it
Hey.
even better because Paul, in 2012, what was your profession?
hey, I had friends of ours that wanted me to marry them.
What the fuck? Why? Hold on. Look, I
And-
answered the how do you prepare your beaver. I
Yeah.
want to know what you did in 2012.
I was a wildland firefighter. I mean, this
Yeah.
is not new. I only say it
It's
100 times
nothing-
an episode.
It's nothing
Oh.
embarrassing. It's just me
Yeah.
making sure everybody drinks because everybody has their
I thought it
bingo
was a
cards.
fucking stripper. I thought we were going to
No.
go into something
Whoa.
weird.
I
No.
could have been a stripper back then because I was a lot skinnier and I could climb the pole probably. But now that
If you
picture
wore
probably
masks,
went off the
maybe.
ceiling and I'd fall into people's laps. And, you know,
Wait. Is the only reason you became a woodland or wildland firefighter is because you thought there was going to be poles for you to be able to shimmy up?
no, I was a dozer operator. I knocked the poles over. I forgot what I was saying. But, oh, yeah, I had friends that wanted me to marry them. So I went and became a ordained minister. I still am.
Yep.
And I told them, a couple of days before their wedding, I had long hair, I had my beard, and I was wearing this like white linen suit. And I said, I told them at the beginning I was going to be like, "Rise, my people! Jesus is back." And they're like, "Please don't do that. Don't do that."
When my firstborn was baptized, I'm not Catholic. Amanda is Catholic, so we had it at a Catholic church, and it's all very, fancy and very structured. And when they get done, they're like, "Okay, you can hold the baby to the crowd." And the priest was like, just go like this. Fuck no, I held Laura. That's my first child. I held her like it was fucking Lion King. And we have the best picture where like the whole family underneath, everybody's got their hands up. And then one of my friends photoshopped my daughter out of it and just put a pile of snakes. So it just looks like I'm holding up a bunch of snakes. But back to you being ordained. Again, we need to start making money on this podcast. So here's how it's going to work, people. If you guys would like to get married by Paul in Bass and Brews fashion, he'll wear exactly what he's wearing now, which means no pants, a light blue Crusher shirt, and a y'all look dad hat. Listen, all you got to do is pay for flights. You don't have to pay for accommodations. He'll be in the room, the
Flights and
honeymoon
drinks.
suite.
Hey,
Yeah.
here's the other thing too.
You should
If
set it up
invite-
where you get married right on the podcast. Like you get two
Yes.
boxes down at the bottom.
No,
right
I would
on the
be I have
podcast.
to be on site. Look,
Bro,
here's
that's
the
it.
deal too.
You don't have to be
If-
on site.
If
I just need
was-
5% from every marriage because I was my idea.
Minus,
that's
And there's a
minus-
recording proof that it was
You-
my idea.
So you
No,
would
no.
be owing them money just like we owe them money.
yeah, exactly. You owe us
them
money now.
5% of something.
Oh, Jesus.
Look,
And obviously,
I'll tell you
Tiny
what,
hasn't
if-
checked his name because we'll send it to the name that's on this podcast.
Hey, if I could be if I was single, I
Yes.
would be a wedding hype man because I've never been to a wedding that had alcohol where the next day people were asking, "Who was that guy?" or like, "You were the
Yeah.
life of the party." I have
Yeah.
never been to a wedding with alcohol where I wasn't the life of the party. It's inherent. I didn't do it on purpose. I just like to have a good ass time, and weddings are a place that you can have a good ass time. So I can marry you, and then like during the wedding and the next day, people are like, "Was that your preacher?" Like shotgunning beers and double fisting drinks and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Matter of fact, my friends who had me marry them in that one, not only did I marry them, and not only did I drink a lot of alcohol and have a good time that night, I also cooked like for 200 people. I cooked barbecue for 200 people as well.
Listen, folks, all you got to do is pay me, Alex Swamp Rat Fishing, $500, and Paul will fly himself out there, get you guys hicked. He'll cook the food. He'll be the entertainment, everything. 500
no.
bucks. Just Venmo
No.
me.
Pay
Wow.
Alex 500.
I
Pay
wanna-
for my travel and pay for my booze,
Nope.
and I'll take care. I'll make your wedding one of the most fun nights you've ever had in your entire life, and that's including once you are alone with your bride or groom.
Yeah, Paul will
That
still
it's
be in
still
the
going to
room.
be one of the most fun
Yeah.
times you've ever had was
Hype
before
music.
that.
So I want to start this story off
I'm the
with.
Flavor Flav. I'm the Flavor Flav of fucking weddings, bitches.
You can interrupt his ass all you want. I'm the guest. So I'm going to start this story off with Grandma says, "Why is there stripper at the crab feast?" Okay.
What?
So my buddy gets married, and
the
my
grandma
wife.
behind you?
Yeah, that's Grandma right there. Grandma, clip your ears.
Mm.
So I went to my buddy's wedding, and he found out that my wife went to Expo Fitness, which is basically exercising like a stripper, and that's what it is basically.
Mhm.
It's learning how to strip dance. So I went there on Valentine's Day because she told me that there was going to be like a little routine we were going to learn and do. Come to find out, all I had to do was sit in a chair. And yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
and so
Yeah.
I was upset. I was upset because I watched Magic Mike 3 times to get my little routine together. You know what I'm saying? And then all I had to do was fucking sit in a chair. So at the end of it, they were like, "Did everybody have a good time? Did you have a good time? Did you have a good time?" I was like, "Yeah, it was okay." She was like, "What do you mean it was okay?" I was like, "Well, you know, I got this routine together and I didn't even get to." She was like, "Well, honey, we want to watch. Hey, everybody, come back," you know? So I did my little routine and they fucking loved it. So that story progressed on to my friend one time, and he was like, "Bro, do your routine for my old lady." And so I was drunk, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a great idea. I'm already in a fucking tux. Let's go. You know, more stuff to take off." And so I did the whole routine, had a great time. His old lady, that was the best ass she ever had rubbed on her in her life. I mean, you should see my buddy. He's just 280 pounds and he's all over the place. Like, you know, you gotta find his belt to get his pant. Like, where's it at? I know it's down here. So that was the best time of her fucking life. So, and her dad was like, I mean, he was all into it. He took 300 pictures of that lap dance. It only lasted 3.5 minutes. So that's 100 pictures. His camera was like, it was crazy. So the next day, we're at the crab feast. You know, the meal that you have after you get married. The whole family's there. You know, we're all hanging out. And Grandma stands up in the middle of the fucking backyard. She goes, "Why is the stripper here?" Let's go.
Look,
Okay.
look.
I have so many questions.
Look, every minute of Magic Mike you watched, it was worth it at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what my favorite part was is like watching Dad's pictures the fucking week later because she didn't want to show nobody. And then the week later, I just fucking started scrolling to him real fast. And it's like, you know, the old school cartoon flip book. You just watch the whole show, baby. The whole just flick, 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 flick.
That's it,
yeah,
bro.
I even did a cartwheel into a lap plop and just gave it to her, bro. Just gave her the business.
Cartwheel? Did you do a split?
Yeah, I did a cartwheel. I split and I landed right on top of her lap.
Damn,
Jump to jump, bro.
That is pretty awesome right there.
Listen,
Look,
it's
hard to do a split unless you're Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, I had a chair in between me, and then there was a woman between me and the chair, so it wasn't like balls to the ground or anything.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, totally off topic because that's obviously this episode. Did you know Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to be the first Predator?
What do you mean, like Arnold took it from him?
No, not Arnold.
Somebody else was supposed to be the first
He was supposed to play Predator. Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to be the Predator.
Oh.
And he got fired because he was too small.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes fucking perfect sense. The Predator's not so tall.
Here's the fucked up thing. The guy that played Predator died at fucking 35 years old.
He was 9 foot fucking tall at 33.
Yes.
Like, that's a big heart.
So the story goes that they were filming it and Jean-Claude Van Damme is all dressed up in the Predator gear, and they're at the final scene where he's supposed to like lift up Arnold by the throat. And he can't.
He walks up to Arnold. Arnold's like, "Grab me."
It's just
fucking grab me.
But Arnold
grab me already.
Arnold ain't that tall either, though.
Right? No,
he's
that's
only like 6 foot.
Yeah, how tall is he?
He's only like 6 foot.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
Well,
like
6
two
foot, that's
Alexes. I mean, that would be,
three
Alex
times
would still
taller
be
than
up to
Alex.
his knees.
Yeah. Thanks, Tiny. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know why I threw that out. And then I found out the guy died at like 35. He only did the one Predator movie, and they had to replace him.
Damn, with CGI, by the way.
In the second one?
No, the CGI wasn't around with the second one. That was
No.
what's his name?
Yeah, oh, that's right, Danny Glover. I forgot
Danny
about
Glover.
that guy.
They were
That
in
was
the city.
Look, Danny Glover. I think Danny Glover was better in that than he was the
And anything else?
And Lethal Weapon?
Lethal Weapons, yeah.
Oh,
They made
shit.
him to an old bitch in Lethal Weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, and he wasn't. He was a badass motherfucker now.
Bro, I think you should go and rewatch that movie. He was an old bitch in that movie, too. He fucking got lucky. I mean, every time he fell down, he was like, "Oh, Jesus fucking
I'm
Christ."
too old for this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's a direct line.
That was Lethal Weapon, though. I'm too old
Right.
for this shit was the Lethal Weapon line.
Yes.
Not that, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. In
No, that's
Predator,
Danny.
though,
That's Danny Glover's "I'll Be Back," bro.
Yeah, but in when he was in Predator 2, though, he was a badass in Predator 2.
He was, but I love that Tiny brought up, like, so these 80s, early 90s action stars, right? They all had a cool catchphrase. Poor Danny Glover's catchphrase was, "I'm too old for this shit."
And
the dude was only like 35 at the time.
He was our age. He was our age.
You're not catching me jumping out no fucking window looking for a predator, bro.
Guess what? He didn't either.
I'm
That
a
was
TikTok
stuntman.
it. Like, you see that shit?
No, that was a stunt man that did it. He didn't do any of that shit.
You know, the rule OG from the fucking 80s and the early 90s? My man, not Jet Li. No, the guy did his own stunts.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan, bro. Jackie
Yo,
Chan, OG. This guy will finish a movie with a cast on. Like,
I get it, but as much shit as people talk about this guy, and he's like the top A1 god in that church, that weird ass fucking church. Tom Cruise still does all of his stunts.
He does.
And you know what? This should make Alex feel like he can do anything because they're the same height. They're both like 5'4".
So,
dude, I actually met Tom Cruise, and he's a fucking asshole.
He is.
Were you at the Scientology
He's
church?
a dickhead.
No, we were eating dinner in the Ramada Hotel right across the street from the Peabody.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Tom Cruise was not no goddamn Ramada Hotel.
He lost his camera.
Bro, he was definitely at the bar drinking when my dad walked up, or my stepdad, my mom's second, we'll call him the second. When my mom's second walked up to him, was like, "Hey, my kid really likes you. We're trying to get an autograph." And he kind of looked at him and was like, whatever. And he went back to talking on his phone and shit. And
Tom Cruise's greatest movie was Days of Thunder, too, by the way.
That's a solid. Tom Cruise, I met at a military function that he refused to shake anybody's hand. And he's not the only one.
Wow.
Ashton Kutcher as well. Ashton Kutcher and Kevin Costner showed up to Coast Guard Island to do a pre-screening of the Coast Guard movie, The fucking Guardian, which is such a bullshit movie. But there was like, 1,000 coasties there, and they go to do the lineup.
What are you talking? You're not for you didn't like the movie? It was all for you. I mean, they made it for you.
Yeah, exactly. It was complete bullshit. But we go through and we get up to Ashton Kutcher, and he didn't want to shake anybody's hand. You know what he did? He literally shoved a pre-signed headshot to everybody, and of him in uniform.
Look, all right. To their defense, when you have people like that, and they're out trying to eat with their family, they're trying to have a good time, they're trying to do their shit.
I get that.
Look, those people get approached all the time, and I will tell you, there are a lot of them from the athletic side, because I know a lot of athletes that play pro ball. From the athletic side, and from anybody that's famous, they do a lot of shit. And then the one fucking time that they're having a bad day, or the one time they're out with their family and they're wanting to chill, and people just keep coming up, and they're like, "Nah, not right now. I'm here with my family." Blah blah blah. Like, look, you can't hate on them motherfuckers for that shit. Speaking of a bad movie that was terrible, Howie Long's movie Firestorm was goddamn fucking awful. And if you ever watched that movie, watch it. Everything they do related to firefighting, wildland firefighting, is bullshit. That movie was fucking terrible. Them ping pong balls don't explode. They have potassium permanganate in them, and then you inject them with glycol, and then they go, and then they start burning. Them bitches don't explode like that. And don't nobody jump out of a fucking helicopter with a parachute. That's fucking shit bullshit. This motherfucker's riding a dirt bike through the woods and takes a chainsaw and throws it behind him.
Yeah, dude.
And the chainsaw still.
That's what I picture you
That's
doing,
not how
Paul.
chainsaws work.
Do we got to tell him that it's just a fucking movie? I didn't watch Avatar Way of the Water and go, nah, fish don't fucking swim like that. That's ridiculous. Get the fuck out of here. Whales don't talk.
After I shit on Action Cooker, I will say Kevin Costner made him look bad because how the lineup was is you went to Ashton Kutcher first, and then the next person down the line was Kevin Costner, who was in The Guardian, right? But Kevin Costner was holding up the line because he literally asked every single Coast Guard member, what's your full name? What do you do? How long you been in? Where have you been stationed? Like he had a full 15-minute conversation with every person. What happened is you'd get stuck in the line. Ashton Kutcher slides you this bullshit headshot, and then you got to look at him and be like, fuck. And you got to sit there for another 45 minutes as the three guys in front of you are finishing up so you could get to the next part. And the whole time he's just like he looked.
You should have just split it back. Was like, I'm sorry, I thought you were Demi Moore.
I didn't pick it up at all.
I'm sorry.
What I should have done is I remember when you date raped that young girl on the 70s show.
Easy. Whoa.
Well, he had sex with Mila Kunis.
That art. Easy with that art.
Would you stop? It's no knowledge.
Ashton Kutcher and Punk was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Never seen him.
Nice guy. Yeah, actually seems like a great person in general with the things that he does, but we digress.
Never seen it
fully. We do not say digress on this fucking podcast because that is one of the most overused terms in podcast land is I digress. What the fuck are you Look, right. It's a podcast. You're here to talk, and we're here to go off on all the tangents.
I digest?
You can digest. Hey, speaking of that,
he's trying to get them chicken nuggets out of the oven.
Have you caught any big fish here lately? We got to throw some fishing in. This is Bass and Brews.
So the last tournament I won with a 7-pound flathead. It was 6.82.
I caught that as a bycatch a few days ago fishing. So
yeah, I fucking shit a bigger pile than that fish weighed. So. But it was a win. A win is a win. Hey, so you got to walk away with that.
Look, it doesn't matter how you win unless you cheated. But if you won fair and square, a win is a win. And it don't matter how many pounds you had. You still got that money, ho?
Well, I got the belt. So I've done 5 of them so far. I'm 5-0, and that's why everybody's going
in person. Do they have to be in person, or can those like?
It has to be on the same day. So if it's raining at your house and you're in Wisconsin, guess what, bitch? You got to go fishing in the rain.
Well, and if you're winning tournaments because people, Alex, I was talking first.
Yeah, I know.
My mouth started moving before you. Look,
I'm winning because I got voodoo.
Well, you're fishing against people in Wisconsin. They ain't got no damn catfish out there worth catching.
Well, the last guy I fished, his PB is like 52 pounds on a flathead. Damn. So he's not, he's not some regular Joe Schmo. I mean, he knows where they are. He knows how to catch them. And he didn't catch one fucking catfish that whole weekend. And that's because Tiny's got voodoo, bro.
What's his
Ask
name?
anybody when I'm on there live and I jump up in that box, they don't catch fish. And I'm like, all right, man. I gotta go take a shit. I'll be back. And then I get off and bang, they got a fish.
Is the tournament, is it done by weight?
It's determined by the two people involved. It's not like a bunch of people all at once. It's heads up.
It's a
heads up.
Head to head.
It's a heads up. So, like, let's say you live in Idaho and you catch 10-foot fucking sturgeon. I can't mess with that. You know, I'm not going to be able to
You're
catch
gonna lose.
10-foot. Yeah, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
So, me and Brock Toctimus, he's also on TikTok.
Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
No, he's much bigger and much
It's
stronger than that guy.
It's his cousin.
Yeah. This guy, he's fucking huge, bro. He's muscles. This guy hauls in 7 foot long toothless sharks on a regular 4 or 5 in one day, you know? So I can't do that. So we're going to do a carp off because he's got carp and I've got bass. Like my bass blow his Idaho bass out the water. You know, I could blow him out of the water. So that wouldn't be fair. So we try to find something that's common between the two of us, and then we got to go at it. So when I fish slap, he usually catches small fish. So we just went fish for fish. Whoever caught the most fish that day wins. But you had to catch a catfish to qualify to win. It had to be both species. So
I was about to
he
say,
didn't catch catfish, so I won.
Speaking of badass movie, Species was fucking badass too.
Going with that?
My aunt took me and my cousin to watch that movie.
That movie was soft porn, bro.
I know there was a sex scene in there. My aunt was like, "Oh my god, she's younger than my mom and my aunt." She's like, "Oh my god, don't tell your mamas I brought you to this movie."
I'm trying to.
How old are you, bro? That when Species came out, you were too young to be there.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I was like 22. I couldn't watch booby movies at 22.
Would you lose your virginity yesterday? Let's keep it moving.
Well,
we digress.
I got a 12-year-old.
Keep it moving.
This is not your news channel, Tiny.
Oh, you are so lucky I don't have a fish. I would be like, oh, really?
Hey, last time you were on, you're reeling in fish from your fucking living room, and now today we got pictures of your hot grandma behind you.
I don't like to do this.
Definitely hot.
Yeah, I don't like to do this often, but fuck you, Tiny. Like Species came out in 95. Like
95. What were you like in kindergarten? You sons of bitches.
Well, Alex looked like he was in kindergarten.
Born in 84.
He was a senior in high school.
No, I was born in 84. Right.
84.
Yeah.
Jabberhammer. What are you like? 49, 56? What are you?
He's only 41.
Oh man, we're the same age. That's a fake beard.
No, dude. No. He's got listen, I will never do this. Dude, I will never do this. And I don't know why I'm doing it now, but Paul's beard and hair are immaculate for his age. Right? Like I got out of the military and my last year I just turned all gray. I grew the beard. I was so excited. All fucking gray. My hair all fucking gray, right? I'm only fucking 39. Paul, on the other hand,
that the healthy guys, they always lose their hair. And then they got, guys like this who've got all that beautiful hair, and then you look down and it's like Buddha.
Here's the deal,
that's
though.
True.
I've gained a lot of weight, yes. Am I unhealthy? There's probably a decent chance I have some unhealthy.
Yes.
But if the three of us went out for a hike or a run,
I'd smoke your ass.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Y'all
smoke your ass.
Exactly. Y'all smoke.
Y'all
bro,
the whole time.
Look,
bro,
I'm
I
telling
will
you,
smoke your ass, bro. I'm telling you.
My body's been to places that y'all have never been to.
I don't like men, but listen,
I have no quit.
I can hold my breath and swim across an Olympic-sized swimming pool still to this day.
Whoopie do. I mean, so can I. And I weigh probably 80 pounds more than your skinny
Hold
ass.
on. Paul,
that's because hippopotamuses move very gracefully through the water.
There it is. You already well, I was going to go with the manatee, but you went with hippopotamus. That's weird. like Paul thinks he's an athlete because just like him, a manatee can be very large.
Sumo wrestlers consider themselves athletes. I don't see why Paul can't.
I'm telling y'all, ain't but one of us sitting in a fucking 100-degree goddamn fucking garage right now recording this podcast.
That's good for you. I'm happy.
Oh my God. I know, bro. I can see your beard sweating.
Dude.
So listen, you guys tune in to next week on Bass and Brews podcast. We will be doing this from Gold's Gym. We will all be running on treadmills next to one another, and we can watch Paul's beard sweat 5 pounds.
I'm pretty sure.
Tune in.
So you know how when summer hits, right? Like springtime hits, every girl on social media goes, I can't wait for hot girl summer. My favorite is that Paul is like, I can't wait for hot girl fall because he's going to sweat all that fat off during the summer recording this. By fall, he's going to be a trim. Like he's going to drop some pant size. He's going to get all the way down to a 42-inch pant size, which is small for him.
I'm 38 right now, so go fuck yourself.
38.
I'm telling you.
Feet?
No, it's inches. It's inches.
Oh, okay. Hey,
love that we had
everybody
Tiny
measures
on.
differently.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you.
I bought a pair of pants
Look.
in Australia, and you know they didn't fit.
Look,
One
So
thing
the
I like,
number-
Tiny, your ass has never been to Australia. You know, nobody in Australia, they will not allow. They've had enough criminals. They're not letting your on parole ass into fucking Australia.
I'm pretty sure Tiny does. I'm pretty sure Tiny's passport has been rescinded.
Yes,
I'm not allowed to get a passport.
correct. Listen, if you have the
I
house
also
arrest,
can't own a firearm.
if you have the house arrest anklet on permanently, there's no way you're getting a fucking passport.
I never really tried, to be honest with you, like to leave out of the country. My wife, she's like, I want to go travel. I want to go see places. I'm like, bitch, look, National Geographics. We go to Africa right fucking now. And we can see all the animals. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even 500 fucking degrees outside. Jack the AC on. We're having a great time here, you know? You want to swim with dolphins? That's great. Look.
No.
National Geographics. Let's go.
No, dolphins. I'm gonna drop the R word again. Dolphins are the rapists of the sea. You don't want to deal with that.
Oh, you watched the King Hill episode. Now you think dolphins want to have sex with people?
No, it's a real thing. Hey,
listen, Paul, I have been side-eyed by a dolphin at the Baltimore Aquarium aquarium, you know, and this fucking thing kept looking at me and just kind of like winking and shit. Like, I believe you.
No, it wanted to steal your money. It's at the Baltimore Zoo. It's trying to rob you. Like that motherfucker walks the wire.
I got real close. He was like, you want some blue tops? I got that bro. I got boy. I got girl. Come out.
Yo, what was the
dolphin trying to sell me drugs, people?
In the Wire season, what was it, 2 or 3? What was the name? What was it called? Like High Tops, or what did they fucking call it?
I can't tell you anything about The Wire.
I've never seen it. Oh
no, motherfucker! I just had to go outside, bro. It's outside, right outside. Like, open the door. You want to see a drug dealer? There's one right there. There's a couple hookers.
Oh.
You know, it's right outside. There was no point watching the show. But a buddy of mine does own and run a junkyard / car dealership.
Chop shop, right?
And I mean, you can make a VIN number disappear there. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And so they came up there and they were like, listen, we want to film an episode of The Wire. Yeah. And so they had a car chase and a shootout. And we were like, bro, we didn't even hear any gunshots. They're like, oh, we'll CGI them later.
Yeah.
And we all brought guns. We were ready. We wanted to be fucking extras, bro. We were like, bro, we could blow this car up right now. This is my property. Let's go. You know, like, what the fuck? They CGI'd everything in. Yeah. The crash, the explosion.
Yeah. Hey, Tiny Two Poles looks like Tiny Two-Face right now. He's got a shadow blocking his right side.
It's all right.
His left side's open. It looks like a Batman movie right now.
It's dramatic, bro.
When I talk to people from the area, so like The Wire is my number one favorite show. I rewatched the entire series.
One of the top 3 shows ever done was the fucking Wire.
And then number 2 actually would be for me Generation Kill, who is made by the guy who made The Wire, right? So Generation Kill is about soldiers in the Iraq War. But the guy has the best way, the director and writer has the best way to like describe things that a lot of people think are extreme in a very normal way to people who have experience, right? And I did not grow up in Baltimore, so I don't have an experience with that. But people from that area that I've talked to, that I've served with, are like, oh yeah, like he talks about everyday life in Baltimore, and it's you guys are all shocked, but the way he conveys it, we're like, oh, that's realistic. Oh yeah, I get that shit. And then when he did Generation Kill, being in the military, where it's just a start stop the whole time, right? Like usually in the military, everything, any operation in the military, no matter what the fuck you're doing, is a start stop. Like, we're gonna get all amped up, we're gonna fucking do this, we're gonna whatever it is, right? I was in the Coast Guard, so we weren't out there killing people normally, but it was like even a rescue operation was like all amped up, and then we're gonna sit here for fucking 6 hours fucking waiting, right? And he conveyed that so perfectly in the conversations that you have around it, how it's just the way he did it was like, these are like traumatic things to a lot of people, right? But the way he conveyed it in both those shows was like, oh, this is just my normal day life. Like, your PTSD is my fucking normal living. Like, this is what we do.
Yeah. Bro, I could tell you stories from Baltimore that would chill you, like hearing gunshots and feeling the little bits of brick coming off of the building and fucking hitting you in the face as you're running for your life.
Yeah, no, it's insane. And you should watch the show, because you probably would like it. I know you went through it, and obviously it's dramatized. There's like a whole thing that goes through it, but he does a good job.
Oh, I fucking loved it. Are you kidding me? I was an asshole. I mean, that whole, I left home around 14 years old, and I moved to Washington Boulevard, which is probably the shittiest part of Baltimore that you could possibly live in without living in Brooklyn. And I moved there next. So,
Brooklyn,
man.
Baltimore?
Are you talking about Brooklyn,
Baltimore?
Oh, Brooklyn.
Yeah, we got a Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a Brooklyn. It's basically a shithole. In fact, it was in the New York Times for like one of the largest sex trafficking areas in America.
That's insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
My kids are all just like fucking playing in the front yard.
No, it's perfect, right? Yeah, but you know what? That's the best come up you could have, right? That's the best come up you could have. You grew up through all that bullshit, and now they get to live normal. Fuck it, right? It's worth it.
Now I live in Trumpville. I'm on the side of town where people say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I live where you can leave your chainsaw on the front porch and it'll still be there in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, talk about coming up.
No,
Speaking
dude,
of
it's
movies,
awesome.
I just watched, was it The Horseman? I think it was the movie about the special forces guys that were like one of the first ones into Afghanistan, and they rode the horses through the mountains.
Yeah.
That was a
12 strong.
Yeah, 12 strong. I think that was that it? The Horseman.
Yeah,
we're like that was it.
Yeah, 12 strong. 12 dudes rode horses.
Like, so I watched it.
And you know what? I'm not even surprised that he didn't know the name, because he doesn't support the troops.
He doesn't.
So
you're right.
I watched it, and being the history guy that I am, I wanted to go back and see how real it was. You know what?
Yeah.
Here, hold on. I watched it because I wanted to see. After I watched it, I want to see how real it was. So I go back and I look at the historical, and they did some shit in that movie that wasn't accurate or nothing.
Sure.
But in general, holy fuck, that was damn. It's amazing. Like, and come to find out, until that, even when the book came out, people still didn't know about that. There's the damn horse statue at 9/11 Memorial, and people still had no idea what they did, even after everything was unclassified years and years later. That's fucking crazy, man. That's
I'm not surprised, because a lot of your military comes from the country background. You know what I mean? So riding horses were like, that's what I was doing before I got, before I enlisted.
Yeah.
So
but there was only one guy that knew how to ride horses, and it was the main guy. He had to teach the other ones how to do it.
Yeah, no.
He was the only one that had been on. He was from Texas, from Iran.
Yeah. So like the real story. Yeah, there's that guy, and he had to teach these guys are stone cold operators, and they are from all walks of life, and he had to teach them to ride these fucking horses to be able to basically ambush these caves in Afghanistan. And they were some stone cold fucking operators up there, rocking. Yeah, it's
Blackout.
really what's up?
Yellowstone style.
Yeah. No, like pretty much. Yeah, like, like no
I wouldn't
joke,
call it
like,
Yellowstone. I would call Yellowstone soft.
Yeah.
This was Yellowstone for real, bitches.
Yeah.
Shit, man, you see them up, they'll take you to the train station, homeboy.
No, dude, they take you. I think, you know what? So this is this episode's great because we're just talking about like movies and shit. The worst thing about this episode is I still don't know what I'm gonna fucking title this, but
Hey, every episode you don't have to keep saying I don't know how I'm gonna title it because you're gonna put that shit into
every
the
episode
AI
you don't
bot.
have to talk to
Just
every episode you don't have to talk about how you're a wildland firefighter in 22.
I don't. You brought that shit up today.
yeah, technically you asked for that.
I did. Yeah. Well, I just want people to drink because they keep their bingo card out.
Bingo.
Do people actually have bingo cards for this? If they
Dude,
don't,
so
we
my
should
mom
make
lives
them.
in a building filled with old people, and we
Oh,
walked
that's
past
good.
the bingo that they're doing in the lobby there. And I was like, I looked at my kid, was like, I'll give you $20 if you just go Ringo. You don't even gotta say bingo. Anything that rhymes with it. Dingo ate my baby. Just poke your head in there and say that shit.
But
and
old
see
people
what
don't
happens.
fuck around with their bingo. My grandma was in a assisted living area and they play bingo, and like they had a couple people that if they didn't win they would get angry and they would have to, usually after a round or two, they'd have to make them leave because it was freaking mad.
I love it. Dude, that's who you need on your the offshoot, the educationally or entertainingly educational, is you need the degenerate bingo gamblers. Yeah,
that'd be
also,
fun.
what you need, again, we're gonna go off the rails. Have you guys heard of? There's a new documentary. It's called The Village, right? And it's about this place in Florida. It's the largest growing community. And it's I think it's like, yes,
I do, because I watched The Village Lady. Have you seen Village Grandma?
Yes,
Fishing Grandma from the Village.
I
watched her page.
Yes, so this is like even the workers, because at this point they have a clinic, they have their own police force. Everybody is like over.
Bro, they got 8-pound bass in them fucking ponds, bro.
They do.
That's what they fucking got. Bingo. They got time for that shit.
No, but you know what else they have? They have a rapid epidemic of sexually transmitted diseases that are running through the community.
I mean, I could see that if I was out there to fix a leaky faucet or something like that. Grandma didn't have, she's on a fixed income, and she wants a little something. Just give me a little tip, just a little tip. Then I could see that happen.
It's not that, man. It's
Tiny
the
Two
resident.
Poles is like, hey, I'm here to lay bricks and lay wood. Y'all choose.
Yeah.
Listen, these old people are out there. They were able to get a dispensary on the property. So they're out there getting high as shit, fucking like they're
crashing fucking golf carts.
Yes. Also, they were able to change Florida's statute that says that there is a Florida statute that says a DUI can happen in a golf cart, right? They were able to change it on their grounds. So they're allowed to drive their fucking golf carts drunk all over the place.
I want to say this real quick. For anybody,
what 92-year-old person is going to survive a golf course accident?
Listen, man, I'm trying to get Bass and Brews stationed out of the villages.
Anybody that's here listening and was hoping to get some fishing content, there's going to be some later.
Good luck.
There's going to be some later.
Oh,
I promise.
What could it be?
I don't know. Tiny's already been on. We know he only catches small fish. Alex doesn't fish anymore. I go pretend that I know what I'm doing, and I catch nothing but catfish and perch. I mean, I don't look. Y'all can't expect too much from us this year. But what you are going to learn today is what movies you need to watch.
Yep.
That if you want to impress your wife and your friends' wives, go watch Magic Mike and learn a couple routines, and send me some scantily clad clothing for me to wear.
Oh yeah. Or you could just buy it yourself. Again, you haven't put anything monetarily into this podcast.
I don't care.
other
I don't
than the
care.
mic.
This isn't for the podcast.
You could
I'm
just
not buying
mark it
shit.
as red and keep it moving.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I'm not
That's what
buying
Paul-
nothing. Matter of fact, well, I guess I could wear my old Bass and Brews shirt and it would look like a tube top. I mean, I guess I
Correct.
could wear that. Yeah.
That would be the best. Put your old Bass and Brews. Again, I want you to be the cheerleader. We do a thing.
You guys do know I make clothes, right? Like if you want a bikini that says Bass and Brews on it, I can
We
do
do.
that.
Can
Yes.
you really?
Let's get
Yeah,
a light on. Fucking
No,
thing.
we want it to actually look good though.
Hey, I will go put a pair of my wife's drawers on.
Oh wow!
You heard
That's
that one on the
fucked up.
back end. Hey, is that like screen printed on? How'd you put it on there? Or with
No,
the Cricut?
so this is a sublimation. So there's nothing to rub off. There's no vinyl. I'll show you.
How'd
So
you
how
do
do
that?
you get it on the
It's
shirt?
in the shirt.
Yeah,
There's
how'd you do
actually
that?
nothing to rub off.
Ooh. Oh no, there's a
Look,
lot
you
to
need
rub
to
off
teach
to
Alex
now.
because Alex went and bought last year in like October and November.
Did.
He went and bought a screen
Sitting
print
right over
shit
there.
from his
Yep.
friend because Alex was going to start making Bass and Brews shirts.
Yep.
You want to know how many fucking Bass and Brews shirts this motherfucker's made? Zero. Because he said he tried it one time
Yep.
and it was hard, and so he
Yep.
quit.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't.
That
was
sounds
hard.
very
It was
National
just-
Guard, to be honest with you. This is hard. Let's just be National Guard. Fuck the Marines, okay? This is hard.
Yeah, fuck the Marines. Fuck those guys too. Listen, you guys just get shipped around. No, I take that back. I loved every Marine I served with. Anyways, yeah, it was a lot of work. And see the outcome of it. Yeah, by outcome, I'm
Hey,
like
You got to do each fucking layer of color.
exactly.
And that shit gets annoying as fuck.
Annoying.
When you could just have a printer spit out a picture of grandma,
Are
and
you
then we
doing
can
it
keep
on
pressing right onto the
Cricut?
shirt.
Are you doing like on a Cricut or something like that? Or
No. This thing comes right out of the printer and it's ready to go. You just
No
heat
shit.
press it. Bam, done.
all right.
So,
Yeah.
so you take an iron and iron it on?
No, I got a professional press.
Okay.
So
It's,
why the fuck? So
Yeah.
why is Tiny Two Poles not making our shit, Alex? Why is
Yeah.
he not
Well,
making
no.
our
I mean,
shit?
this is a new thing. Biggie two boobs. This is
Well,
gonna-
so
well, one
I
tiny
just got
one
a
dicks.
contract with a couple. I just got a contract with a couple tackle shops.
Contract.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Got a
fancy.
contract with a couple tackle shops, and I do the shirts for KD rods. I do
Okay.
the shirt for invasive lures,
Yep.
and so far, so we're up to 4 people so far. And and I'm also trying to get people to get your own shirts because nothing makes you feel like a fucking champ than having a shirt with your name on it, and you're out there just getting blood and guts on it. You're snatching these lips.
I'm
Just the
with you.
efficient part of it.
No,
I'm with
Alex
you,
is
man.
not with you. He just
No.
last week, the episode that drops tomorrow, talked so much shit about those exact
did
people.
not. Fuck off, Paul. I did not. I talked about the people that they buy themselves a jersey, which is fine. Buy yourself a jersey, put your shit on it, right? Your shit on it. I shit on people that put every lure company's logo that they got off of Google on their
why
fucking
does it matter
jersey.
though? If they're out there living their life, having a good
It
time
burnt?
fishing, it don't matter. Oh shit!
Because
Who
you
burnt
look like
something?
a dumbass. Alex burnt the fucking nuggies, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did he burned the nuggies?
Alex burnt the nuggies.
I would expect so. You told him that they were in the damn oven like
I told him to take
35
them the
minutes
fuck out.
ago.
35 minutes ago, literally.
Literally.
Actually, a little bit longer than that, almost. Like those things have been in there for a hot minute. Those
Look,
things
he has
reanimated like in Jurassic Park and died again.
He has dehydrated nuggets. They are gonna last an eternity now. You
All
can
right.
take
We're gonna
those
take-
fishing in a month and they still be good.
We're gonna collect them up and we're gonna drive down the road, see if we can't break windows.
Hey, they'd be great bait because you catch something, they wouldn't take them off the hook. It's like putting leather on.
I doubt seriously catfish are gonna eat these black nuggets, bro.
Hey, speaking of shirts, Alex needs to get you our shit, and you need to make us a couple shirts, and we'll pay you.
I'm ready, man.
And then me and Alex can wear the shit that Tiny Two Poles made, on the podcast.
You guys got to get with the fad. Everybody's getting personalized shirts. Rockstar Brews is getting them. Like I said, Invasive Lures. They're really good shirts. And that's the reason why I picked this system. It's because like later on in life, you're not going to have all this peeling and cracking. 500 washes later, it's not going to look like shit.
And is that a dry fit that you have on now?
Yes, sir.
See, that's the thing. It's hard to get a good dry fit where the shit don't crack or peel.
I got
with
you,
the
bro.
dry fits, a lot of times that shit cracks, peels. Doesn't take because it's in the sun all day long. It's sweaty. Then you come home, you throw it in the washing machine, you throw it in the dryer, and a few washes later, a month later, it's all messed up.
I hear you, man. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'll pick the system. So I had a shirt guy originally who made all my shirts or my merch that I sent out to fans and friends and stuff. And it was vinyl. And don't get me wrong, I like the vinyl. He did a really good job. He would press it 3 times. So I've got a shirt that lasted 2 years before it started to peel a little. I still wear it to this day. I wear it all the time. So I was like, you know what? I think I want to get out of this and move on to the next level. And sublimation is exactly where it's at.
Well, we're going to set that up where you get us something we can wear. If any of the people you're making shirts for want to sponsor a really shitty fishing podcast that doesn't talk about fishing, I know somebody. I know a couple of people that would love to talk to them.
I might have a couple tackle shops that'd be interested. We'll see.
See, hey, Alex, I know you just got back from going Tinkletown, and I just told Tiny that if any of the people he made shirts for wanted to sponsor a shitty fishing podcast that didn't talk about fishing, I know a couple of people that would, want to talk to him. And he said that he had people, and he's going to make us a Bass and Brew shirt. You just got to send him the shit and send him some money.
So 100%. Do you guys want yellow shirts?
Of course.
Yes.
We won't dehydrated pea-colored yellow shirts with
honestly,
our logo.
At this point, I know it's a weird color for folks to wear, right? And I don't give a fuck.
Unless you're like, I don't know, a crossing fucking guard or something.
Yeah. But I also don't give a fuck. I think it's super different. And it's like, you know what I mean? Everybody does because I think we do have a couple gray shirts and things like that, right? But specifically on shirts, as Paul said it so eloquently, the piss yellow is money, bro.
I think the ash gray shirts have they highlight the color a little better than your average piss yellow shirt.
But yellow. Yeah,
it's a fucking skeleton in a bathtub. I don't think it's going to be that hard to put on a t-shirt.
No, you can put that shit on everything. you know what the
it's
coolest
like French red hot.
You can put that shit on spaghetti and it would look good.
The coolest flex was Chris Cruz coming on last week saying that he picked us for his first ever podcast solely off the logo. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
He literally said he gets a bunch of people asking to be on a podcast, and Alex messaged him, and he said he liked the logo. It was like, yeah, let's do it.
So, who's this guy? Is he funny?
Oh, hell yeah.
You know
don't follow
him.
Chris.
Yeah,
it's Chris Cruz on TikTok. You have to know who Chris Cruz is on TikTok.
Paul, this is like two. Hold on, Paul. This is like two giant planets of content creators, right? but they're always outside their realm. They've never come together. Maybe it's
we're black hole in them. We're the black holes sucking.
We are the black hole butthole to bring everybody. I almost knocked over my beer, which I'd have been upset about.
I'm writing it down.
No, go look at. Oh, you're on your phone recording
on his phone.
But write it down.
Chris Cruz.
Yes.
So
look, he's making TikToks about. Oh, you just have to go.
Dude,
fucking
this is
man.
This is literally like Taylor Swift and Beyonce never knew about each other, right? But they both know that they're huge.
Which one am I? Can I be Beyonce?
No,
yes.
You're Taylor Swift, bitch. You know that.
Yeah, I guess so, because Taylor is younger and Chris is old as fuck.
So the episode, I mean, people are gonna see it, right? But this is my best episode title. It's when you find out the funniest person on TikTok is a senior citizen. That's the name of the fucking episode. With
Oh
Chris
shit!
Brews.
Sounds like I don't have to wait too long before I get that belt too. Let's go, funniest guy on TikTok.
No, it's I know you definitely know who he is. He does like the videos. Oh shit, maybe you don't, because you do catfish, and that's a whole like man. I don't want to say subsect, but I want to say like degenerate level, which I appreciate. But you guys,
No, I hear you, Mister.
Yeah.
I can't catch a bass to save my kayak. Yeah, okay. Sub level, sub catfishing, sub level.
Yeah.
I think you're not watching enough TikTok, bro.
Hey, I'll tell you this. though. You are a primarily catfishing guy.
Yeah.
And we've reached out to
No,
another
stop
famous.
that, man. Stop labeling
We've
me,
reached
bro.
out
I
to
catch them
another
all.
catfishing guy, and he was like, how 1,000, like, pay me to come on your podcast. So we're like, yeah, bitch, because we don't even pay. We have to pay the podcast people for us to come on our own podcast. So we thank you. We thank you. But you do catch everything.
He does catch everything.
But your fish microphones during your news updates are always catfish.
That's because I can't get enough people to show up at the pond to fish bass. But there will be Saturday. We'll have a T2P breaking news with Nana's Fishing Adventures.
Oh,
hell yeah.
shit.
That's my mom, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Nana's Fishing Adventures. She does pretty good, man. She always kicks my ass when we go fishing.
Do y'all keep them and eat them?
I mean, it depends on what we're doing. I mean,
We
if
already
we're
had this
like
whole
catfishing,
conversation,
yeah,
Paul.
maybe. But if we're like striped bass fishing, we never catch anything big enough to keep anyway.
On stripers, you guys don't?
Nah, I mean, there's a certain season for it to where you can keep them with slots and stuff. And
They're not big enough where you're at.
Nah, man, we usually catch like 9-10 pounders, and like the slot is like 23, 28, 29 inches and shit. We can't. We're not catching those from the dock, bro.
Yeah. I hope to go.
We just now got into kayaks, me and my mom.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet. What kind of kayaks do y'all have?
I have a 13-foot Ascend, and she has a 10-foot. I think it's a Hobie, but it's not a fishing kayak. We had to turn it into one.
Yeah.
So you have the Ascend. She has the Hobie. She must be your beneficiary of your life insurance policies then. Because
Actually,
bitch, you
in the will, it says I get her kayak. I mean, she just bought it, so I don't know how I got in the will, but she was like, "Look, when I die, you get the truck and the kayak." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I win." And I was like, "What do the girls get?" She was like, "All my jewelry." And I'm like, "Yeah, I win! I win!"
You're missing the point. You're in the Ascend.
Yeah.
Your ass is going in the water.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
beast, bro.
You're going swimming at some point.
No, man, that thing is a beast, bro. I stand up and catch.
pee?
I can stand up and pee right out of it.
Okay.
I can do jumping jacks on it sideways.
Bullshit. I haven't seen a video. Let's see it.
I will.
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Let's fucking see it.
Saturday.
I want to see jumping jack. I want to see jumping jacks with you. I want to see you turn a 360 doing jumping jacks the whole time.
Okay, so I jump, do a 360, and clap, and that's good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sure.
No,
if you can do a whole 360 in one jump, which I don't think you can do. Yes, but otherwise, you just need to do jumping jacks and turn in a circle.
Yeah.
But if you can do one jumping jack and one 360,
I'm going to blow this challenge out of the water.
Bro, let's hit it.
I want to see it. It has to be a TikTok. You have to tag us.
Yeah.
And we have to see it. It needs to be done either tomorrow or
I'm gonna tell you
Saturday.
what.
No problem. So I got to tag Tiny Two Legs and Jabba the Hutt. No big deal. I mean, Jabber Hammer. My bad.
Nope.
Jabber Hammer.
Oh shit. That is one. I was in an Ascend for a long time. Fuck that boat. But
what?
You were in the
Yeah.
10-footer though, not the 13-footer.
Oh, bro, you were in a
Even
10-footer.
worse.
Yeah, I mean, you probably had to sit inside the thing. I got a fucking chair that comes out of it.
Oh,
You
did
probably
the,
still sit in your
the seat
kayak, don't
raise?
you?
Hey, to be fair, Alex in a 10-footer is like you being in a 15-footer.
That's
is
true.
That is true.
For him, he could probably
I
probably
did-
play tennis on that 10-footer.
I did do the seat rise mod, right? Where I raised it
Okay.
up. Yeah. Still a piece of shit.
So
But
I ask you a question. So when you did the seat mod, did you you built it yourself, like PVC pipe kind of got you off the bottom there?
Mhm.
How do you feel about that? Like, does that feel stable? I mean, you casting real good on that?
I can't tell if you're making a short joke or asking for a real answer.
Bro, I'm just saying I was in a 10-foot kayak
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago that had like this PVC seat mod, like a DIY.
Yeah.
And it got me like 3 inches out of there. Thank
Yeah.
you for getting my asshole out of the pond water. I appreciate it.
All right.
You're gonna
But
have an itchy butthole at the end
You're
of
right.
the day after that.
So
I mean, I got an avalanche with the air conditioning seat. So like once you do all that all day long and you sit on that air conditioning seat,
I'll dry
it's
it
like
out.
instantaneous cure for swamp ass. I mean, that thing will keep your anus about 60 degrees the whole way home. It's
All right.
perfect.
So I did the PVC at first, was not very successful. And then I had to go to, I did the 2x4 method. There's a 2x4 method where you can raise the seat. It adds a shit ton of weight, obviously, because it's fucking 2x4s, right?
Right.
But in general, still, even being able to sit up that high, for me, and I think a lot of people, the ascend is a little, it's too unstable. Now the 12.
Alex, I got something for you, bro. I
all right.
got something for you.
We're going to wait here quietly.
This
Yeah,
better-
we're waiting.
If he's
No,
bringing
no,
out
no.
a
This
Shut
he's
up.
oughta
bringing out a
hook
roll
you
dog,
up, bro.
Yeah.
You get one that so it's got
This
a tray that goes
motherfucker.
across it
This
so you can put your
motherfucker.
cookies in it.
This motherfucker.
Hey,
And for the listeners, I'm holding up a baby
Yep.
booster seat.
Yep.
And it's got a strap, bro. Look at the strap on this. You could strap this all the way around your kayak and ride down
I
the road.
hate you. This
I'm
will be
just
the
saying,
last time
put your
Tiny is
little
ever
cookies
on this
in there.
show. Like you guys know, like I mean, we started the precedent last year. We're gonna invite fan favorites to the end of the year kegger, right? And I know you guys love Tiny One Dicks, but he is never coming on this show ever again.
Hey, Tiny, you know what the funny thing is? That's what he uses to record this podcast, so his face is below the microphone.
I'm sitting in one right now.
Like, hey guys, today on the podcast, we're having the rest of my face come in later.
Listen, man, the Ascend, in all real talk, the Ascend is good to start out with. It's like it is not like we did that whole series on TikTok, like shitting on people's kayaks. Like the Ascend, it's not perfect, but it's a great budget boat to get
It's a good
out.
beginner kayak for sure.
100%.
Entry level,
Yeah.
you can get into it's stable enough that you can get out there and fish. You can go, you can put your shit in there. Like, and we're going to take a little bit of a side tangent here on kayaks, but for real, for people that get into that little 10-foot sun dolphin, and they get out there and they flip and they start losing shit, like those are the kayaks that get people like, fuck this, I'm not doing anymore. But if you spend $150 more, I think, to get that Ascend, maybe $200 now, $400, $450, $500 to get that Ascend.
They're actually way more now.
They're like an $800.
It's
dollars.
Easy. Yes, exactly.
Dude, 800. Seriously. All right.
Yeah,
well,
dude.
I take that shit back. Fuck the
Yeah, I
Ascend. For $800,
So
you
No,
can
for
get
real,
a
for real.
kayak. You can get a Jackson. You can get, you know,
A
you can get
Vibe,
Hogan.
Sea Ghost.
Yeah, you can get a Vibe. You can get some other kayaks that you can that are way better for just $100, $200 more. Matter of fact, now you can go find these fucking kayaks used on Facebook Marketplace that are $1,200, $1,500 kayaks for
Yep.
$1,800, and these might even come with fucking pedals, so
Yep.
you don't have to paddle too.
Yeah, my mom's got a pedal drive.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no, that's the one.
Yeah,
to be
you
in.
should
But-
have seen it. We were pedal driving out of the like the little inlet there, and I was like, "Mom, you're cutting it a little close, right?" And she
Got
just
it.
like there's like 5 Mexican dudes on the bank, and she just fucking grabs all their rods, bro. Just, like all of them were like, "What the fuck? They just turned on, baby. We got stripers. Let's go."
Nope.
No, they caught an old white woman in a Hobie.
They call it Tiny Two Grandma.
Yeah, we call her Tiny Two Nanas.
Yeah, Tiny Banana. Yeah.
Yeah, something
No,
like that. It's a
like,
fiasco
honestly-
when she goes fishing, is what it is.
Whatever you got to do to get off the bank, but I will still hold steady that like a sit in, don't fucking do it. Like whatever you can get in on a sit on top, like
Oh, yeah.
fucking rock it, right? But that sit in is the worst experience for fishing ever. It is fucking not
Yeah.
built for it. Unless you're whatever the fuck that Jackson guy's name is, right? And that dude does like a fucking like crazy rapids, but like fishing, like I get it, like they're super cheap. I
Okay,
totally
so
get
when
it.
you say he does crazy rapids, he's got
Yeah.
the yak for that shit, though. It's like a little
Yes.
6 hard body. My
Yeah.
buddy took a fucking sun dolphin, sit in down the rapids, and
Rest
was
in
like, "I
peace.
lost all my
Rest in
shit."
peace.
And I'm like, "We told you
Yeah.
that, bro.
He died. He
Told you
died.
that was
Rest
gonna
in peace.
happen."
Rest in peace, buddy. You thought you were
Well,
Chris
hey,
Jackson or whatever the
this
fuck his
comes
name
back-
is.
This comes back though to get the boat of the water
Yeah.
that you're going to be fishing.
Sure.
So if you're fishing ponds and lakes, get a sit on top, get something like that. But if you're in moving water, you
Yeah.
need a
No,
little
that's a good
bit
point.
different kayak
Yep.
than if you're in lakes and rivers and streams.
I no, you're 100%. Even the ocean side, right? Like a lot of dudes
Mhm.
will rock like the 6 foot Costco special on the ocean side, and they'll try to go out in it. And like I've seen they've had bad experiences, but also like being in the Coast Guard, I've seen they've had really bad experiences when our small boat rolls up and they're in a 6 foot fucking sit on top. And they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize I couldn't go offshore. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you dim? Like
You're worried about the guy in the 6 foot kayak. I just watched the video. A dude was in a unicorn with a bull shark on the end of his fucking line, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's
Yeah,
like
man.
20 miles out, and he's like, "I don't want to let go of my shark. It's my fish. It's mine." What
Yeah.
the fuck?
No, I think I talked about this a couple episodes ago, but like the Hobie guys are actually like when I was in the Coast Guard, they're the biggest offenders. They get the cheapest Hobie they could get, right? And then they think I can go out in the salt. I can go out past the breakers, go offshore. Those are the ones we got to pick up instantly because they are way outside their fucking realm. Their gear is not rigged for it. Like once you pass, like if you live
You get
anywhere
to
that
rip
has,
these motherfuckers when they get in
dude,
the
you're
boat.
fucked. Yeah. Well,
Do you get to rip them like the whole way there? Like, what the fuck were you thinking, you asshole? Can you
All right.
can you do any of that, or you got to be all like PC about it? Like,
yeah. So
are you
6
okay,
months
bud?
ago, 6 months ago, I would have told you, no, we don't, because we value every boater's life. But I am fully technically out of the Coast Guard a long way. Yes, these fucking guys rip them when they get a chance.
Good deal.
They quietly go, like, are you fucking stupid? Like,
You
what
don't
is your
actually
problem?
get to learn your lesson unless you get ribbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole. You don't get to learn. Like, oh, look, I went out. These guys picked me up. They were nice. They had Kool-Aid and tuna
Yeah.
sandwiches.
No,
It was fucking great. You know, they don't learn their lesson. But when
I
you get
have
in
a-
there and like, oh, you're a fucking idiot.
I will say this about the Hobie guys that offshore fish that actually had their shit together and know
Yeah,
what they're
they're
doing,
great.
right?
They're great.
Look, these guys are 4, 5, 6 miles out,
Mhm.
and they're in rollers, and
Yep.
we're on a lake. I get on a lake with some boat rollers, or the wind's blowing. I'm like, shit, man, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
And then I've been able to fish with a couple guys, primarily in Hobies, that we come out and the wind's blowing, shit's rough. And they're like, oh man, this is like nothing compared to be out in the ocean. I'm like, damn, man, are you serious? Like,
I went,
man, this shit ain't nothing like what we do fishing. And they're catching fucking bigger fish than bass. I mean, they're catching fucking.
I'm gonna tell you what. I went
shit,
out with 609 fishing, right? This is almost 3 years ago, right? 609 fishing. Shout out to Joe, right? I went out with him and we were fishing. This is the first time taking the kayak out in the salt for me ever. We roll out and we're sitting on like a overpass piling, and we were catching striper, tautog, triggerfish, all this shit, right? But literally the whole time we're like getting slammed by boat traffic, like just hammered. And I was just like, what the fuck? Is this normal? And he's like, yeah, man, you just gotta like edge into it. At this point, I'd been in a kayak for like 3 years longer than him. And he was just like, oh no, this is just normal. We just fucking eat this shit, right? Like these dudes are fucking nuts. But you're right. Normally,
saltwater guys on a fucking different level.
They're on a whole nother level. But there's definitely plenty of times where we drag them in, and not even drag them in, where it's like untold stories. I won't tell the station, but it's in South New Jersey, so somebody can figure that out. Where we had people go out in boats that weren't capable to go offshore, and they go out and they get swamped the fuck out. We got to go rescue them, right? So we go rescue them, and they're like, "Are you gonna grab our kayak?" And we'll take that small boat and swamp that bitch and just sink it in front of them. Fuck them.
Well, hey, we've had Drew, we've had Drew and those guys from the Gulf Coast area on the podcast, and you'll hear bass guys get all excited and be all pumped up. I paddled 8, 9, 10 miles today. Oh yeah, look at these 10 miles. And these saltwater guys be like, yeah, we fucking paddle like 20, 25 miles to go fish. I'm like, God. Now, I understand that they have some current help with them where lake guys don't. Sure. But still, these dudes are out there like 15 miles. They're like, yeah, man, that's just a regular day fucking fishing, paddling 15 miles. The saltwater guys on a different level. Look, the saltwater kayak game is way older than the freshwater kayak game.
It is.
Those guys have been out there doing that shit a lot long. They were doing that shit back in the day when there was no fishing, quote unquote, fishing kayak.
There's no sit on tops. These dudes were in sit-ins doing that shit.
They were out there like the true rig up the kayak
to
go fishing back in, and this is the early 2000s, and you go back, listen, y'all go holler at Drew and just DM Drew from Paddler's Playbook about fishing in the early days, and then go listen to some of his podcasts, because they've had saltwater guys on that were doing it in the early 2000s, late 90s. Look, the saltwater guys on a completely different level than the freshwater guys, 100%, because they ain't out there catching bass and brim and catfish and shit. These motherfuckers out there catching tarpon and sharks.
Yeah.
Like they're catching fucking fish that eat people. They could eat the kayak.
They do what I want to do, and this is I want to do it this summer. I don't think it's gonna fucking happen because life, right? But I want to do a whole deal where they do like I watch these guys. Elias V Fishing did this, right? Where he rigged his kayak with crab pots. So he rolled out, he dropped crab pots in the bay, right? And then he went offshore and caught Spanish mackerel, rolled back in, caught flounder in the bay, and then picked up the crabs from the pots. Like a full fucking smorgasbord for people. That's what I want to do. Yeah, right?
Well, it's like those guys that have the cooler bag that Hobie makes on the front of their Hobies, and they're catching these big ass fish and shoving them in the cooler bag, and they got like 4 or 5 of them in there, and it's like 40 extra pounds of fish in their cooler bag, 10 miles offshore.
Yep.
So I used to have a 10-foot tamarack that had a 4 horsepower 2-stroke on it, and I I would take it out when there was 4-foot swells in the bay.
Cool.
And
I'm glad we
I
came
take
and
my
rescued
Yorkie
you.
with me. I take my Yorkie with me. She had a life jacket. I throw the frisbee and I keep fishing.
Yeah.
Just
I listen, man. People like
up and
you is
down,
what
up
kept
and down.
people like you is what kept the Coast Guard employed.
Hey, you know what? How else are you going to get a kayak to do 7 knots an hour?
Hey, speaking of the Coast Guard.
Oh,
Alex, would you have been on the boat if you were still in that went out to do the recovery?
oh my God, the fucking sub thing. Listen, I've had to hear about this fucking sub thing since it happened. So let's be clear.
I didn't know we were running charters to the Titanic.
Yeah, so I've got a couple points here. One, the Coast Guard is not in charge of any underwater rescue. That is
Shut
not
the
in our
fuck
jury.
up. You guys are limited to the surface.
Correct.
Oh, damn. You want the Navy.
But
That's
would
what
that
you're
be
correct.
but would that
You want
be
the Navy.
international
Hold on.
waters though? Do y'all do
Hold
anything
on.
in
I'm not done
international
yet.
waters?
We do
Okay.
a lot of stuff in international waters. And I was very skeptical about why are we the lead service. Somehow the Coast Guard was the lead service for this fucking sub thing, right? Because technically it's in international waters. Also, this sub is not registered to the United States. It was not inspected or any of that through the United States. It was registered through a micronation, which is what a lot of companies do to be shady to get their
micronation, like Rhode Island.
no, yeah,
Like Canada.
basically no. So
Newfoundland.
they were
Greenland.
registered to basically an oil platform off the coast of England.
Liberia. They were
Yeah.
registered in Liberia.
No. Liberia is normally a country of well, we call them a country of interest in the Coast Guard because everybody can register their boat there, basically. It doesn't matter where the fuck you are, right? And they don't do any inspections. It's super fucking shady. But that's basically what this country did. What's that?
I said, I'm going to get a boat from Liberia next week, a pontoon. I'm going to have it registered and everything.
Well, you can't do that
luck,
because
buddy.
you're in
Good
U.S.
luck.
waters at that point.
You're
And you'll
within
be
200 miles of the coast, my friend.
Yeah.
Man, there's too many fucking rules.
But when it comes down to all of it, and there was a senator that came out and bashed the Coast Guard because we didn't send our submarine to go help this boat.
Wow, you guys got a submarine, huh?
No,
Y'all are like the Navy.
No, we fucking don't. We don't have this submarine. This senator came out and said all this shit. And he was actually talking about a submarine. There's only one submarine that could have saved them, and they're licensed out of England, and it was broken. So,
but look, we're not going to talk about this the whole time. It was a very sad event. Does it not matter
No,
how
it
much
was
these
not
people
sad.
It was not
were,
sad.
all this
Not
shit,
sad
fucking
at all.
sad.
no.
That everybody, all the people in charge at this point, we knew what happened very soon. When it happened, they had
It's not sad.
they had all the stuff, and anyway, it is what it is. So,
All right.
hey,
Well,
Tiny,
to
what
that
do you
guy's
have
old
coming?
lady, it was sad.
Hey, Tiny, what do you have coming up fishing? You said you got some fishing tournaments coming in, eh?
So carp is going to be coming up next week.
Okay.
And then from then on, I mean, we'll see what brave soul wants to challenge the tiny two poles.
Get him. Get him the champ.
What kind of carp are you catching? Like
the goldfish kind, you know, the ones without teeth. What the fuck kind of question is that?
I don't know. There's fucking like 18 different kind of carp, motherfuckers.
There's like
Shit.
grass and mirror and.
Well, if I catch any one of those, I'm fucking weighing it and they count. Okay, like
so
if it comes out of the water and it's got like this DSL situation on the front of it,
yeah,
you know, dick sucking lip. Okay,
we know what
we're.
DSL is.
I know you guys look confused for a minute there, so
No.
I had to explain it. So if it's got a DSL, it's going on the scale.
All right.
Good.
What are you doing to catch carp? What kind of bait? Look, I'm not a carp angler, and I will never in my entire life go catch carp on purpose unless I'm with somebody at their home and they make us go catch carp.
Why is that, Jabberhammer? Please tell me why
Because,
we
look,
have like this level of integrity when it comes to fish.
Yeah.
Like bass is at the very tippity top, which by the way, they're kind of tiny. Just throwing that out there. Like,
All right,
let's
tiny
all
ring.
gather
All right,
up and catch the small green ones.
I'll tell you
Fuck outta
this.
here.
Carp fishing, from my time in fishing, carp fishing is probably the biggest freshwater fishing niche in the world. Europe,
except for the
England,
US.
everybody's catching
Except for the
carp.
US.
You know, the U.S. is exactly what you just said. We look down upon the big scaly ass, nasty, slimy carp, and it's because we have so many other fish that we can catch that doesn't require us to go make a fucking, Sunday dinner in the refrigerator with all this shit. Like, we go buy plastics, swim baits, all these lures. For you to go carp fishing, you got to come in the night before and make like 5 gallons of Jello. You got to use all your cornmeal to catch a carp instead of frying your fish. You got corn in there. I mean, if you think about it,
Jello,
when you make a
corn,
carp ball,
marshmallows.
when you make a carp ball and you
KY
put on
jelly,
that hook, that looks like somebody took a dump, because you know what? We do not eat corn. We only borrow corn. If you eat corn, you were shitting every fucking kernel out of your butthole within the next 2 to 3 days, because humans do not eat corn. They only borrow corn. And so it looks like a turd. Anyway, look, they're fun. I've caught some big carp bass fishing as a bycatch. And look, they drag the kayak around. They are tough. They are strong. Those motherfuckers never give up. They hardly ever get
isn't
tired.
the tug the drug though? Like, I mean, that's what we're all after, right? The tug.
Nope. I go to catch bass, and if I'm catching something else, I fucking leave. Like, I'll be fishing with my buddies on a boat, and we're catching perch and bass and shit, or perch and catfish, and they keep fishing. I'm like, look, motherfucker, we're catching 6-inch, 8-inch catfish. We're catching big ass perch, but I'm not here to catch perch. Or catfish. I'm here to catch bass. Let's go.
What is it about this greenish gold pickle that makes it so superior?
Because that's what I have spent thousands of dollars on to catch.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you fucked up, so now you're dedicated to it now.
I'm saying that shit is unworthy.
Unworthy.
It is, and this is no offense to you or all the other carp anglers.
Wow.
It's a
I'm not
fish.
offended. I'm furious.
It's a
I'm just
peasant fish. Do you eat the carp?
I mean, it depends.
Have you eaten
No,
carp?
no, I don't. No, I do not.
Okay, so I eat the bass.
Well, I mean, again, you fucked up, and now you're just dedicated to it. Like,
Have you
they
ever
taste
eaten
like
carp?
muddy water.
Have you ever eaten carp?
No. I did one time. I caught one and I wiped my mouth and a little bit got in there. I had one jizz in my lap, but I've never ate one before.
I have eaten carp.
You have?
Yeah.
That tastes like shit.
Yeah.
And you just don't like it.
That bitch tastes like fucking fish. Just like every other goddamn fish I've ever eaten in my entire life. The motherfucker tastes like fish. And for people to say bass tastes like muddy water, that's a bunch of people over here on the internet regurgitating some bullshit.
Hold on, you just said carp.
No.
Like
I fucking caught one, ate one, and it tastes like shit.
Yeah,
but
like
you didn't cook it right. You probably baked it.
Yeah, as you should.
Who the fuck bakes fish, bro? What do I look like? Jeff Gordon Ramsay or something?
Alex bakes fish. He bakes crappy. This motherfucker catches crappy and bakes it.
Am I what?
Yes, he's stupid.
Oh, I got a phone call. I've never even heard of anybody baking fish before.
Dude, I'm from Washington State. We bake salmon. We bake halibut. I'll bake whatever fucking fish I want. Get the fuck off me.
Just fry it like a normal human being.
Because I don't want to show up fat like you, Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, hey, Jabba. He can't reach the top of the stove, bro.
You can't drop it in the oil.
No, babe, can you help me? Is it brown? No? All right, let it sit for a minute.
Hey, look, and this is no lie because Amanda is at least 4 to 5 inches taller than him.
Oh yeah, she's taller than me. I like to get right at titty level. That's my
Yeah,
game.
hey, you
I
are.
sorry,
you're-
Marie.
Can't
you're
argue
at a
with
good-
that.
Sorry,
Yes, I
Marie,
will say this:
mother-in-law.
you are at a
my bad.
motorboating level to your wife,
Oh,
and
it's
she's lucky.
insane. It's
That's
insane.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's
All right,
exactly
well-
where you want to be.
Hey,
So,
with 2 kids, do you still motorboat, Alex? Is that still a thing with 2 kids in your household?
what do you mean? Why wouldn't I?
I was just curious if you did or not.
Oh,
Yeah, who doesn't motorboat?
yeah.
You got to be a
don't know.
weird motherfucker.
I'm trying to think of where you coming down
I'll
this
tell you who
level.
doesn't motorboat.
Jabba.
The guy's
obviously.
married
Yeah.
to A-cups.
Hey, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. So when I meet y'all in person, y'all are both motorboating me.
All right.
Yeah.
Shirt on or shirt off?
No, it's got to
Shirt
be
off.
off. It's got to
Dennis,
be off.
after it, hold
Don't
on,
be weird,
hold on.
tiny
Here's
one.
the deal. Here's the deal. We're gonna do our foot race, a mile foot race, and at
What?
the end, y'all both, after I win, y'all both have to motorboat my sweaty boobs.
Done. And when you are done, you got to motorboat my sweaty boobs. And then Alex, I guess you could rub the top of your head on my balls.
No,
All
no,
right,
the
well-
loser's not motorboating shit. Y'all are gonna lose.
You're not gonna lose. You're not gonna win.
Alex can't win a foot race because like 3 of my strides are like 100 of his.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I'm
you're-
also not carrying 3 people with me either, Jabba.
correct.
I don't smoke either, tiny 2 dicks.
Bro, I don't inhale.
All right. Well,
My man,
all right.
Bill. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. I'm gonna borrow that.
All right.
Hey-o.
So normally when we have a returning guest, we don't do the shotgun round.
Whip.
That's cool.
But we're making an exception tonight. So tonight we're
Hold
gonna
on,
call
Alex.
it
Hold on. Tiny wants the record for the longest podcast. So we got to go
No,
another hour
no,
and 3 minutes.
Absolutely not. So
See,
here's
Tiny. Hold on. Tiny.
oh,
If Alex wasn't here tonight, I
Yeah.
can guarantee you 100% we would break the record tonight. But you
Yeah, but
see what
nobody
Alex
would
is doing?
listen.
He's holding.
Absolutely. Dude,
he's
I would
holding
take
your
you right in the
greatness back.
bathroom right now. We would do this podcast on the shitter.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you have to turn your sound off because we can't have no poot noises on this podcast.
I mean we can.
bro, that backyard gate is so loose, bro. It just
So you have shush poops. Bloop.
Oh, that's
no
weird.
blue. It's
Oh.
more like a sprinkle. It's like raining inside the
Oh,
toilet.
that's
Oh,
not good.
you probably should get
That's
that
not
checked
good.
out. We
Yeah,
talked
that's
about a
not
few
good.
episodes about
We did.
inspecting your poop
Yep.
afterwards, and you need to start
Oh
inspecting
my
yours so
god!
you got problems.
Inspecting your poop episode.
All right.
You have
Oh
to.
Jesus!
You have to. But all right, so here's how it works. So I don't have a fancy name for it. I'd like folks to come up with a name for it. And this is just
Okay.
the random list of I mean it's rapid fire questions. Tiny, you've been here before. You know how this works. The
Yep.
only exception is that this is solely what Amandy came up with as I was trying to take a nap on the couch before we recorded. And mind you, she also worked a full 10 hours at 103 temperature and was 4 White Claws deep. So this is going to be
Wow.
exciting. Yeah. Are you ready?
Were they White Claw
So are
shirts
you
or
going to
regular White
ask
Claw?
the meat question? The
Nope.
protein one?
It's not on there.
We're gonna ask-
No. Fucking prepared for this. What about the beaver one?
Not on there. I do have a meat question. I do have a food question on here.
All right.
Hey, and Alex, Because
Because I changed my beaver recipe.
I know
Alex,
you did.
You don't
Nobody
know
cares.
this, but I have some rapid fire questions to pepper in myself as well.
Good. All right. So
Let's
the
go.
first one she said, Tiny, high socks, low socks, or no socks?
Low.
Low.
I don't like low. Yeah, low. I don't like no shows in my tennis shoes.
Dude,
Okay.
I took you for a high sock guy.
I did too.
Oh no.
That's
What
a
kind of
good
fucking
high
grandpa
cock.
shit is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
You got skinny little bitch legs. I thought you wanted to hide them little skinny calves.
That's not my leg. I'm literally walking on my dicks. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good luck.
She took this because she listened to the Andrew Blair episode. What kind of underwear, Tiny? What are you wearing?
I like the boxer. Is it boxer briefs? The ones that kind of hug you up but still have legs
Yep.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
and a thong.
Okay.
Oh.
Perfect.
How do you keep, because as grown men, and we're all about the same age in the late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
How do you keep your leaky butthole from turning your thong like Duty Brown? Like, how do you keep your leaky butthole?
He doesn't
from
really
leaking?
wear a thong. That's why.
So I mean, if I got to do the deuce, most girls will tell you just pull it over to the left and dude wipes.
Hey, this.
Hey, that was a plug for dude wipes, by the way.
Yeah.
Dude wipes, hit me up.
Let's say. Also, Dude Wipes. We will let you sponsor this question if you'd like.
All like to chew them like bubble gum.
Yeah, Dude Wipe. That's true. Dude Wipes do have the mint flavored Dude Wipes, but I can guarantee you Dude Wipes is going to hear this and you're be like, guys, I know we don't know a bunch of people on social media, but this guy tiny two holes.
No,
do
Tiny
not
Wendish.
answer. Do not
Do
answer.
not
any,
answer his
do
phone.
not answer any message he sends you. He's been on Bass and Brews. Do not fucking answer anything he sends you.
All right, Tiny.
all right.
How do you like your steak? Rare, medium, or well done?
Medium. A little
Ugh.
pink in the middle.
So
Perfect.
medium rare.
Okay, sure.
I want
No,
my
you're fine.
steak. Hey, when I
He
went to
lost it
Santee,
again.
I cooked me
Nobody gives
and
a shit,
Bailey
Paul.
and a couple other guys.
Nobody gives a
steaks.
shit, Paul. You
And
can name
Bailey-
drop as
Bailey
much
was
as you
like,
want. Nobody cares.
I don't know if this is done. I'm like, bitch, I told you I was cooking these steaks rare. And he kept moving. There was this one super rare piece that was pretty much red. And he kept moving it around this plate. So it wouldn't touch his meat. I like
So is
my
that where
cow
you
to
had
move.
your? Is that what you're talking about right now? Is that grinder meetup you went to?
I've never been to Grinder.
He's never
Oh,
been there, but
sure.
he's been on there.
And I can't catch catfish. Next question.
What's worse,
Biggins.
glitter boats or kayaks?
What's worse, glitter boats or kayaks? Definitely glitter boats.
All right, we'll take
It gives you this. It gives you this. This over the top bass master feel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Most bass guys are assholes anyway. But once they get that glitter boat, it's like a cowboy with a big fucking buckle
Yeah.
overboard.
Her next question fits even better. She says, would you give up your left nut to be in one of those glitter boats?
To own one?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Who needs both? Both of them. Shit.
Glitter
Get
boat
me
guys
off
are
the dirt,
assholes.
bro. Get me out of the
Give me a
grass.
glitter-
I love it. These have won. I mean, again, she was in a fever dream of drunkenness and
I would totally paint it orange.
walking 13 miles in 103 heat, and she came up with these questions, and they are gold.
Hey,
and the
I'll tell
last
you
one.
what. I'll tell you what.
Yep.
Y'all give your post people a hug,
Yeah. Yeah.
a cold water,
Oh, they're
and tell them
fucking
to
hurting
listen to
right now.
Bass and Brews because
Yeah.
all of them are listening to podcasts while they're out delivering mail. And just give them a hug, give them a bottle of cold water or some
Yes.
liquid IV, and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, listen to Bass and Brews."
Liquid. Okay, honestly, you said liquid IV. That's the clutch because most of these carriers are carrying water with them, and I know liquid IV is a lot of money, right? But if you want to do that like cute little basket or whatever, throw some fucking liquid IV in that bitch. Because
And a cooler
Amanda,
with cold water so they can mix
Yeah.
it together.
I'm not quite
Exact-
sure what a liquid IV is.
it's a
It's
brand.
a-
It's like electrolytes.
Yeah,
like
it's
they,
electrolyte.
like
But
so
it's got a little bit higher sodium content
does.
in it. So if you're
What
doing
you
a
need.
lot of sweating, it
Yeah.
it helps replenish the electrolytes plus your sodium.
So
So
it's
it's
basically
kind
ball water then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Kinda,
like
So-
salty ball water.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
love
like,
it.
yeah. So like for reference, Amanda, my wife, she is running a route right now. It's
Right now.
right. Well, not right now, but
I was about to say, bitch, it's like 10 o'clock. She's
I
still
was about to say
out.
it's rain, sleet, or snow. Ain't say shit
Bitch.
about like nighttime.
oh no, she's done it in the night too. Like I had to buy her headlamp during wintertime because she's got to deliver that shit. in the dark. But right now she's at 13 miles of walking a day.
That's also that headlight's the only way she could find his pecker at night.
There
Too.
it is. All right, so
Dude,
the most
he's got to have like a rock hard ass, bro.
she
I mean,
does. She does.
It's just like
Listen.
watch me crack walnuts.
Dude, the best thing is the calves, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
if
you
you're
just
walking
slide
behind-
it in between the thigh and the calf. That's your money spot.
So your wife's like Susie Homemaker from the waist up, from the waist down. She's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's about right.
Look at my
Double D up
gluteus
top,
maximus.
Arnold Schwarzenegger on the bottom.
That's
I
crazy.
will crush your head with my calves.
I will crush your head with my gluteus.
But all right, here it is, Tiny. This is actually the first one that she said, but I'm gonna say it last because she goes.
Wait, I got my questions.
All right, go ahead, Paul.
Tiny, you come home from a long, hard, hot ass day of work.
Mm.
Your wife, she goes over there, she gives you a hug, she gets a little frisky. You licking her toes,
Oh,
or you licking her fingers first?
wow.
Paul,
That's gross.
I feel like you're trying to get like confirmation of what you're doing is right.
Yeah.
And I start in the middle, Paul.
Yeah,
I start in the
Good
middle
call.
and
Good
I
call,
work my
Tiny.
way out.
Yeah, good call.
So
Tiny.
if you're starting at the ends, I think you're fucking up.
No, this ain't
But
barbecue.
those-
We ain't
but
looking
those
for
are
burn
the-
ends.
Those are the most okay. Anyway,
No.
go ahead.
Yeah, that was weird. Anyways,
Listen, you can stick your finger in a gay cat's asshole. It ain't gonna make you straight. I'm just saying.
All right, so Amanda wanted to know on top of weird questions. Tiny, do you poop in the morning or do you poop in the evening?
3 times.
3
A
times.
day?
3 times a day. I get them once in the morning. I usually got like a 2 o'clock, and then there's like a
Yeah.
9:30. And I got to
Wow.
tell you guys, I have got to shit right
I was
now.
about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say because we're past that 9:30 o'clocker.
Oh, he's turtling, bro. But that's okay because I've got
Dude wipes.
fishnet underwear on, so it's
Yeah.
just gonna spaghetti out. It'll be fine.
So by fishnet underwear, he means he's just wearing board shorts and he's hoping that shit doesn't squeeze out like
Yeah.
a blue waffle.
What the fuck, bro? Do you know? All right, kids, go Google that.
Yeah, Google blue waffle, and in the meantime,
And then
you should
next
probably-
Google how to get over PTSD.
Yeah, I mean it's all in there, but the most important part that you should be waiting for is